Hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. And we got ourselves a good one today on Drone and Quarter. We're doing Cowboy Bebop, the absolute classic and legend. And once again, hello, everybody. Welcome to the show. Has decided to. Wow, that's very strange what YouTube just did. Oh, that's all right. I've gotten used to it. Please do us a favor of those who are listening. Please share it out because it looks like I'm not getting notifications because I've been a bad boy. I've been a bad boy, John. Did you know that?
No, you're always bad, Chest.
I know.
That's what we
I
love
know.
about you.
In every way, right? Every way. Yeah.
Who's being tortured in the background?
I don't know. Someone's got their radio or something on in the back, and it's coming through. It's horribly unprofessional. What are you gonna do?
Me mom's watching the telly.
Oh, is it your mom's fault? All right, sweet. Well, moms are allowed. Buddy Lord, YouTube is strange. Howdy, says Rodwell. Yeah, no, they are because they have this thing where I set up where the audio won't come through, and then they'll automatically kick it off. Just like they randomly decide that today you get notifications and tomorrow you do not, right? But then again, they actually killed my video from yesterday, which I kind of expected it would be killed. But then it came back up without me even having to complain about it. So I don't know what the hell that was going on about. But YouTube is in a major panic crisis, I think, which it couldn't happen to a better group of people, I'd have to say. But nevertheless, we are here. We're hopefully we'll get more and more people and just share it out and people will jump.
I've had it with this background noise. Who is that?
I thought you said it was you.
Of course, it's not
Whoever's
me.
in a dungeon being tortured, I think. Good lord.
Is he gone now?
It is.
Yeah, it's gone now.
So it was
Yes, I think it's my brother playing Assassin's Creed in the other room.
Oh, all right, I see. Yeah.
I knew it was a British person. That's why I made that joke about me mom watching the telly.
Well, don't be that clever. You're a booster today, remember?
Oh shit! All right.
All right. So
I don't agree to it, man.
Wait a minute. I'll say tomato, and weave stuff. There we go. Now
there you go. There you go.
Tomatoes, and I hate weeps.
You have solved it. Eric, if you want to jump in here, you're welcome, dude. So one of the mods over there, give him participation if you'd like. But anyway, we are doing Cowboy Bebop, and this is gonna be a lot of fun. It's a really great show. I'm sure many of you have seen it. If you haven't seen it, it is one I suggest. Anime is certainly something that is. It requires you have to acquire a taste for it. Most of it, I'd say, but some of it is just kind of just great animation. And Cowboy Bebop is that. Not only does it have a great story, great characters, and it's adult stuff in the true meaning of it. It also has the most badass soundtrack, and I know Rabbit agrees with me. It's just really cool music, man. That was your cue, Rabbit.
Yeah, sorry, my bad. I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, it's awesome.
Thank you. All right, well, let me go through. Let me go through here real quick and see what these guys are going to do. Let's start here with Alan from the Howl Comics, and he's got some really cool thing he's working on here. Some spidery warrior. But Alan, Cowboy Bebop 1 and 2. What you got to do?
I'm actually a big poser. I've never seen it.
Okay.
But I used to listen to the soundtrack all the time. To like just draw. Now listen to the soundtrack. I was like, "Oh, what's this? Cowboy Bebop." I'll get to it.
Oh, right.
Never saw it.
I see. Well, what it is, to just kind of lay it out for those who don't know, Cowboy Bebop is basically space bounty hunters, right? And you got this crew, this team. It's kind of like Firefly. And as a matter of fact,
so it's like the Mandalorian, is what you're saying.
And there you go. And I think that they all kind of were taken from Cowboy Bebop. But it's in space within our own solar system. It's not between, other suns. It's only in our system. But nevertheless, you got the main character, Spike Spiegel, and he used to be work for the Mafia. The space mafia, but he got out of that. He left that, and he's with his team just trying to survive. Right? He's a very highly skilled individual, and he has a crew of people who have all their skills, which I'll introduce here in a moment. But it's basically an episodic thing where they're going through just surviving, really. And just being a family, and it has this overarching problem with the space mafia in the back of it. But that's generally the idea. Spike is our protagonist, but he's not necessarily the best person in the world. He's kind of struggling with that. That's the premise.
Oh, he's got a character. Okay.
Oh, he's well developed. They all are actually, and that's the cool thing about it too. They take time to develop the side characters as well, which is nice. Yeah, but that's it in general,
Including the leftovers too.
including the leftovers, JD. But anyway, throw something at us. I'd say the safe bet for you, Alan, would probably just to do Faye Valentine and her very large breasticles. Safe,
I will.
safe.
I will go at bat with Faye.
All right, there you go. Sweet. All right, moving on here. We have Shinobi Raccoon with us today. How you doing, Shinobi?
All right, I forgot that I had to look in the green room to find a link since it's been a while since my last appearance on this show.
Well, I'm glad you figured it out. Happy to have you here. Now, I'm assuming you know Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, first time I saw it was on Adult Swim in 2001.
Oh yeah. Oh okay. Yeah. So what are you planning on doing with it today?
I think I'm gonna do something with Ed.
Ed. Ed. Would you like to explain to the peoples who Ed is or what Ed is?
Okay, so Ed is like this. She's like this. She's like this really quirky computer hacker. Basically, if there's anything involving computers, the crew turns to her, and she figures it out for them.
Yeah, and she's a child who's very tomboyish, right? And
Yeah, I mean she's so tomboyish. It's not till the end of the episode that they make it clear that she's a girl.
yeah, right. It's not very clear because she's so young. But one of the things I really liked about Cowboy Bebop that you do see in other anime, they didn't sexualize her at all, and that which was appropriate, right? Because anime can sexualize young kids, like all the time. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, not to mention we have enough there's enough fan service to go around with Faye.
Oh yeah, that's true. She feels that a blouse, I guess I would say. But cool. So Ed is a very interesting one of the side characters. That's good, man. I'm glad to see it. All right, cool. Let's move down. Rabbit.
All right.
Just excuse Rodimus. He likes making noise.
Jesus.
Him and his tape. All right, go ahead, Rabbit. So what do you think about doing for Cowboy Bebop today?
I'm gonna do vicious.
Ooh, you're doing the mafia bad guy.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. All right, cool. That's good. I'm glad you're doing that. We'll have it kind of all covered. And he suits your style real well, doesn't he? Yeah, that's a good choice. Smart. All right, cool. Miss Keenma?
I'm married.
Okay, Mrs.
We'll
Mrs.
figure it
Keenma. Mrs. Keenma. Okay. So tell us, what are you going to do today?
I'm gonna do Faye Valentine.
Of course.
Very
Yeah,
nice.
of course.
I was looking up Dunaway. God damn.
Faye Dunaway, that'd be perfect. No, Faye is a cool character, and she's kind of I don't know. What do you guys think? Is she kind of like Spike's heart? I don't mean romantic interest. I just mean his, keeping him on the straight and narrow type of thing. She kind of represents that, I think.
No, that's what's his name? That's Jet.
Well, Jet is the moral
Jet.
compass. You're right. He is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what is Faye then?
She just likes to con people out of their stuff.
She does, but I'm talking more about
Yeah.
her interaction with Spike.
But it's kind of hard to tell. Sometimes it's like she has a thing for him, but then she goes back to her "I'm going to con people out of their stuff" thing.
That's
So she's
true.
like a Catwoman then?
Kinda, yeah, kinda. She's more like a Bond lady villain.
Oh,
Reminds
I
me of
like
Nami
that.
from the beginning of One Piece.
Although she did nurse Spike back to health twice.
Yes. I mean, I don't know, but she is an important character. She's not just a throwaway TNA character. She's not. She has value. Yeah. That's cool. Looking forward to it, Kima. Coming down to JD, and JD, I'm absolutely terrified. What are you going to do today?
I'm going to do a cosplay of 4 characters I've created as the Cowboy Bebop crew.
Okay, so you're going to do the whole crew.
Yeah,
All right.
sort of. It's sort of.
What do you mean sort of?
It's going to be my characters cosplaying as them.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Okay, that's cool. I can see that. Cosplaying. So you're standing up for the Fae cosplayers, which, of course, according to the live action creators, no human can actually wear those clothing she's wearing, even though we demonstrated that's not true. Yeah. But good on you. Good on you, JD. All right. El Rodimus, sir. Do you know Cowboy Bebop?
I do.
Oh, sweet. So what do we gotta get?
I don't know. There's so many to choose from.
You know what I'd love
Maybe
to
Spike,
see? Sorry, go ahead.
maybe Jet. Because I know no one will do Jet Black, so I might do him.
Yeah, that's true. And maybe we can get John to do Spike because no one said they're going to do Spike yet. You know what I would love to see one of you guys do is to have one or both of the ships somewhere in the background. I know that's probably a lot to ask for in a 2-hour period, probably. But because the ships are as much a character as anything else, right? The Cowboy
Same.
Bebop itself, you know.
Yeah, they're
Like Star Wars with Millennium Falcon.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
between maintenance and starvation, they're always trying to maintain things.
that's true. It is interesting how many times food come up, and how little they have of it. Yeah, yeah. It very much. I feel like Josh Whedon ripped off Cowboy Bebop almost completely to make his Firefly.
He did.
Yeah,
Probably
I think
did.
he's admitted it many times, though.
maybe. Yeah. But I mean, so if you don't know Cowboy Bebop and you do know Firefly, you know Cowboy Bebop. It's basically that. Except for I think I don't know. I love Firefly quite a bit, but I don't know which one developed the characters better. You think? Ooh, that's tough.
Bebop.
Bebop, yeah,
Yeah,
Bebop.
probably Bebop. But
Like
Firefly is.
each character got its
I
own
haven't seen
episode.
Fireflies. I'd probably have to go with Bebop.
Yeah, I think it's not as clear as they're making it out to be, though. I think Firefly did develop his characters fairly well. But I see over here that Junkyard Don agrees. He says that she does keep the balance in Spike's life. Yeah, it's kind of like that. I mean, Jet Black is very important for the entire group, though. He is the wisdom. That's for sure. Adrian says Cowboy Bebop is my top favorite anime of all time. It is great. It is great. Vote Flash? What? Okay. You know it's the right thing to do. All right, fine. All right, okay, Rodimus. Let's move down here to Mr. John Dillard.
Hey.
So,
Okay, so I'm not familiar at all with Cowboy Bebop. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave it up to the chat.
There you go.
Should I do Spike? Yeah, somebody was talking about a person named Spike, and then I was looking at Cowboy Bebop characters, and there's a lot of smaller. I think I'll do a smaller characters. So I guess whatever somebody types in first, I'll do.
Oh, there you go. All right, guys, you're in charge of John's life. He is your slave. Get at it.
But no butt stuff.
No butt stuff.
Aw.
All right, fine. Draw the dog.
There's
Einstein.
a
Yeah,
character called
Einstein.
Laughing Bull, Joe Bim, Antonio Punch, Bob, Judy, Carlo.
It would be cool if you had the dog Einstein in there. That would be cool.
All right, I'm drawing the dog.
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's go, Shinobi. Bring it. Trust your sidekicks in here. I saw that Junkyard Don was saying he wanted to be in on this. Would you like to be in on this? Junkyard Don? Just let us know.
It's a corgi.
It is Corgi, yeah. Let me see. Let me go back into the Discord here, and if you want to be involved, Junkyard Don, next week is Bebop High School or Rokudenashi Blues. Oh, okay. All right, fine. So I won't do that then. How's that? Okay, fine. But anyway, all right, let's get this thing going. I don't know where Booster is. I'm sure he's asleep somewhere, as usual. But he might drop in eventually when he wakes up, and he'll act like you've been here the whole time.
Dreaming of tomatoes and beets.
It is. He's a tired boy. You know, that's 6 hours a day will get you. But anyway, so let's start this out. We're going to get into our drawing here. We're going to start in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Draw, 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 draw. Go, 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 go. All right, awesome. We have 2 hours here to draw. Cowboy Bebop theme. Of course, it is PG-13. This is an adult show, which gives them freedom to do what they want. And the only rule is they cannot use color. No color. Other than that, they're pretty much allowed to do whatever they want to do. Joe says, I was going to draw Bebop from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in a cowboy hat. Oh, okay. That would be
That's
cool.
the Warthog, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, that is.
What I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
be
yeah,
doing.
yeah. Or Miles Davis in a cowboy hat. All right, fine. That's fine. Now, do keep in mind that we do a draw along here, and we're really looking forward to see what you guys do with it. So definitely get your art going. You got 2 hour period just like everybody else. You can throw out more than one if you like, and put that over on the Twitter on the hashtag DNQFE. Once again, hashtag DNQFE, and yeah, we'll see what you guys have to say about it and the cool stuff. I'm sure that we'll experience. Eric says that was a lame ass countdown. Well, thank you very much, Eric. Thank you. I worked on it for about 0 seconds, so that's fine.
The thing is, you do give people a hard time about their countdowns, Chester.
Dude, it's my job, John.
The final
It is my job. Yeah. Now, while these guys get started, I'm going to just kind of show Cowboy Bebop for those of you who don't really know what it is, which I don't know a lot, but here you go. Now, as you can see here, it says Cowboy Bebop. So, it's a Japanese anime.
Beboperu.
Yeah, that's right. And you have the entire crew sitting here, and it is a fun show. So let me go through each of these characters real quick for you. This is what do you say there, Rabbit?
I keep forgetting Dillard lives over there.
What, Junkyard Dunn? Yeah, no, he does live over here.
What the hell
No.
is this guy talking about?
I was
know.
talking about Dillard.
What are you talking about me for?
I said where you did the whole Bebop. That's like thinking it's like, oh yeah, he lives.
No,
over
I'm doing it because I'm impersonating Booster, you goon.
Yeah. Keep
Dillard's
keep up,
American.
Alan. Jeez.
God bless.
I'm
Actually,
illegally here in America and proud of it.
Okay. Well, this character right here is Spike Spiegel. I do believe in the background
supposed to go ball for
he is
people like
from something like New Germany or something like that. He's I think he's New Germany. I'm pretty sure it was or at least half New German or something like that. But he is, like I said, a character who grew up. He's extremely talented and skilled individual. He worked for the Space Mafia, which was called the Syndicate, I think. Wasn't that what they called it?
Yes.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
Syndicate. And he tried to get himself out of that, and it was a kind of debacle on his effort to do that. And he's been kind of just running around making money on his, I believe it is his ship, the Cowboy Bebop, and trying to stay a step ahead, I guess. Of course, during the course of the entire show, it catches back up with him. Obviously, it's the overarching story. Although I would say that Cowboy Bebop is basically episodic. But that's Spike. He's very talented, great pilot, great shot, as you would expect your protagonist here. Then of course, we have Faye Valentine, and she is there for many reasons, including her breasticles. Here's maybe a better picture for her. Oh, there we go. It's very nice, very nice. But the kind of running theme of not only them bounty hunting and doing the stuff, and there's some drug that comes up in many of the episodes, right? It's this really nasty drug, and they kind of involved with that a little bit. But they live on on their ship, the Cowboy Bebop, and they hardly have enough money to eat. They're just trying to survive, and it's a lot of that theme is going on. And Faye, now Faye is French, wasn't she?
I forget.
So I think
Where'd it
something
go?
French something.
She's
And
from the past.
she's from
Yeah,
where?
The past.
she was frozen, hypersleeped.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
I
like the
forgot who
most
she
tragic
was.
character on the show.
So she's like Fry.
Kinda, yeah.
Now this is very interesting. Amaran put up Japanese, and that was
Unlike
blocked.
Fry, she
You
doesn't-
can't just write and understand that YouTube says you can't use the word Japanese right now. Racists. No, I don't know if she was Japanese. I don't know. I thought she was European.
She probably is. There aren't. I mean, it's kind of like Black Lagoon, where a whole bunch of people aren't Japanese.
They keep saying she's Asian. Oh, all right, fine.
Mhm.
But I thought for sure, Faye Valentine. Yeah, it's not very Japanese. But anyway, this right here is Jet Black. Now he might well be Japanese. They don't really get into it with him very much, do they? Because the other ones they do mention where they're from, or at least partially of their heritage. I don't know if they mention Jets.
I know.
His name's Cobb.
Yeah,
I know
he's from like
Spike-
Saturn or something, right? He's not even an Earth person.
Oh, maybe. I know he's an
He's born
ex-military
off-world.
guy. He's all busted
Mhm.
up,
Well,
cyborg.
I know Spike is supposed to have Jewish in his family.
Hey, I got
I
a
hope so.
question. I got a question, real quick.
Yeah.
I'm looking up Cowboy Bebop
Yeah.
spaceship, and they're showing me a gray one and a red one. Which is the real one?
Well, the red is a small one that is on the big ship, and it's
Yeah,
what
I
Spike
think
uses.
I think Spike owns that one.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Spike's
Yeah.
ship. The one's black jets in it.
So the big one
Yeah.
is Jet's ship. Oh, okay, that's
Yeah,
right.
the big-
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
the
right.
barge-looking thing is the Bebop, I think.
Yeah. So the big one is the Bebop, and the little red one is Spike's little fighter craft, which
Yes.
he uses all the time. He's very good at it.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
He also fights like Bruce Lee.
He does. He most
Yep.
certainly does. Yeah. And intentionally so. But now Spike is extremely skilled. They all have their skills, but Spike is like this, I don't know, the Bourne Identity type of guy. He has those kind of skills. Yeah.
Probably.
But Jet Black is a very important character. He is the heart of the team, the family, I guess we could say. And he's a very important character, although he tends to kind of be in the background. He also cooks a lot.
Yes.
And he seems to have a skill of taking the absolute worst ingredients and making them edible.
Well, I guess somebody has to.
Somebody
I guess
has
somebody
to.
has to.
Right. Now this right here, of course, is Ed. Ed is a young girl. I don't know, 12, maybe? Something like that. 11, 12.
She's probably 12, maybe 14, but I don't recall her age being specified.
Probably not. She's very young, but she's a genius kid. She's very good with tech stuff, and they kind of look after her and keep her safe. If I recall, there was some inference that some really bad things happened to her, and they kind of keep her and protect her, and of course she helps as well. And
So they
she's-
also copied this show for Ironheart.
probably.
Maybe.
Yeah, Cowboy Bebop is a legendary anime. I'm sure a lot of people take from it, which is fine. But I mean, it is a big one. But Ed here, and of course Einstein or Ein, the dog. It's her dog. She's I don't know. She's not really comedy relief, is she?
I'm
They
not
don't.
really sure if it's her dog because Ein appeared before she did, and she.
Yeah, it's not her dog.
It's
No,
not.
yeah, it's not at all.
No, I think a bunch of I think some gangsters had that dog at first, but it ran away, and everybody was
Yeah, 'cause
after it, and it ended up.
super intelligent.
I think it was genetically an altered dog.
Yeah, Ein is the
was.
smartest character on the show.
He is. Yeah. I guess it's just
Yeah, he
she's always
literally is.
holding
He's
it.
a
So
living computer.
She's
Tell
always,
me about it.
yeah, they're kind of yeah, but the dog appears first, and then the episode after that we meet up with
okay.
Lord.
Okay.
Anyway,
There you go.
the fuck is it?
Ein was a secret project. That's right. But I gotta go. I guess I gotta go watch it again because it's been so long. But it is a great show. But these are our main characters, and of course, there's some other side characters that you interact with. There's bad guys, of course. But it's a really good show. It's well fleshed out. It's very well written. The animation is excellent, and of course, the music is maybe the best character in the show. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what like I said, I've never seen the show, but I do know the music.
Yeah.
It's too
make sure
good.
make sure you watch it in English.
Oh god, no! Watch it in Japanese.
Yeah, watch it in Japanese, dude. Yeah.
It's always better in the original language.
Although
How do
I
I
have to
understand
say,
it? I don't
It's
speak
not-
Japanese.
this thing is reportedly this one. It has like the best dubs you'll ever see in an anime, and secondly, it's probably the only dub that fans will say is better than the original. Plus,
Mhm.
how can you go wrong with Steve Blum?
well, I seriously doubt that those people who would say it's better than the original would actually know. But I would agree that the dubbing on it is quite good. It is really
Yeah,
good.
it's not bad.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always like the Japanese.
Yeah, well, for me, it's just, well, I don't even have subtitle options. But I have seen it in English before, or at least the episode or two, though. I think I saw an episode or two on the some Cartoon Network the kids were watching.
Oh, Cartoon Network. Yeah, I watched it before, which is obvious. Well, actually, on Adult Swim.
And
Yeah, that's why I first
was
saw
it
it.
Adult Swim or was there some other? I think it was some specific anime
It was
thing.
Toonami.
Konami.
Toonami.
That's what it was. There it is.
No,
Yeah.
Toonami, and it
Tsunami,
wasn't.
Tsunami. Yeah, this I
I think
recognize the
it
sound
was
of
on
that.
the Adult Swim anime block.
Okay, I don't
Mhm.
really know. I just remember the Toonami is on the screen. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But anyway, it's a great show. If you haven't checked it out, go look at it. I think it's quite enjoyable from many angles. But let's go over here and see what these guys are doing. So we have ourselves Alan from the Howl Comics, and he's putting a Fae down in his typical style, which is cool. And he's using that suit that her outfit, which has been said to be illegal and demeaning to women. So
What?
how dare you, Alan? How dare you?
I dare.
Yeah, I dare. Uh, it
There you go.
actually is quite on model, dude. He got that face right on, dude. That's perfect.
I'm trying. I'm
Yeah,
trying.
You're doing a good. Yeah.
very nice. Let's move down here and see what Shinobi is up to. Now he's doing Ed for sure, and he's getting his skeleton, and she got big ass hair, dude. Shinobi's not going to talk to me. He's
Yeah, from what I've seen of her, her hair does make up a good percentage of her head.
Well, it's trying to make her look young, right? She's supposed to be this young character, right?
Yeah, but then
Yeah.
again, Spike has a similar hairstyle.
That's interesting. Yeah. I think you're taking from a scene where they were having to eat peppers because that's all they had, right?
That was a great episode.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's cool because they're so human. They're not, and that's one of the thing a lot of these modern storytellers really screw up with. You can't have characters that life is easy for, everything is perfect, they're perfect. It's not interesting, right?
Yep, they're
Mm.
always
No one likes a Mary Sue
No
or
one
Gary
likes.
Stew.
That's right.
It's called write what you know, and they're rich
Yeah.
people. That's all they know is privilege.
Fair enough.
yeah.
Fair
I
enough.
think
I love
yeah, I
the
think that-
who is the dude that was basically fake Kurtzman that did Picard? We know Kurtzman was doing it, but he was put out in front because they supposedly fired Kurtzman. That guy. What's his name? Anyway, the big beard guy. But he was coming out and talking about how these anti-SJW people, these small little teeny horrible toxic group, they don't understand Star Trek. He went on and on and on. And of course, that entire statement he made showed very clearly that he didn't understand Star Trek at all. I mean, clearly, it was funny. It made me laugh. But anyway,
I was talking about Kurtzman.
were you? Yeah, idiot.
Yeah, how he ruined the Zorro series with Antonio Banderas.
Oh, did he?
Did he do the second one?
Yeah, he did the second
Oh
one.
my god.
That explained a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Because that's like the first
And
Zorro is probably like the best movie of the '90s. Honestly,
It was a
Yeah.
good movie. Yeah.
Then again, Kurtzman was on the Michael Bay Transformers.
Yeah. Thank you.
That
That
makes
that
sense,
just
too.
adds to our
Yeah.
point, JD.
I know that's what I'm saying.
Huh?
I agree with you guys. Those movies sucked. The design sucked.
Yeah, that's not where you were going with it. All right, fine, JD. But I'm looking forward to see what you do with doing with it, Shinobi, and happy to have you back, dude. By the way. Let's move over here to Rabbit and see what he's. Oh yeah, no, who? Yeah, he's got the ultra attack in play here. Yep. Rabbit. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Sorry, concentrating.
Oh, so just shut
I
up,
haven't had
Jetson.
enough beer today. That's all it is.
Oh, I see. You're one of those type. You're like John. I get it.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
what?
Oh no,
You
I
keep
was just
talking about me when I'm not talking.
just calling you drunk. Don't worry about it. But of course, this is going to be really cool, and this is your medium anyway. This is anime. It's your thing. So which puts more
I
pressure
just
on
wish I
you.
was doing traditional, and that'd be my thing.
Oh, I see, I see, I see. But looking forward to it. I'm glad one person did one of the actual bad guy characters. That is neat. All right, cool. Let's see here. Moving on, we have Keenma. Ooh, that is a very good Fey face, Keenma. Very
Mm.
nice.
Yeah, I'm really focusing on the face.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, it has this almost coy type of sexuality that Faye carries, right?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about it.
Tell you about it. God darn it.
Sorry. It's just- I keep hearing stuff I already know, and it's just I don't know why I keep saying it. Just dang it.
Dang it, indeed. But I'm liking what I'm seeing, Keen. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah.
Look, it's going to be a nice looking thing. All right, we lost El Rodimus. Hopefully, he come back. He seems to be having some trouble, which sucks. But we'll see what happens with that. Moving on, we have JD. Now, JD, back it up. Let's see what you're doing.
Sure. Oh, sorry. What do you see? Liking it?
I don't know.
I
Is that
know.
Johnny Depp and Amber Heard? Have they
No,
made up?
no, not
No.
them. It's Jake McGuire, aka Next Gen, and his wife, Alexis McGuire.
So why did you make your characters look like Johnny Depp and Amber Heard?
It may have been an irony.
An irony. Mm,
Yeah, they may almost look like them. I don't know.
okay.
If they were in color, her hair is actually blonde.
Oh, I see.
So,
I see. Yes.
so she's not Amber Heard. She's just probably some. I don't know where I got the idea for the
Well,
blonde
I'm
hair.
glad it's not Amber Heard because she's a monster.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. No,
She
I
is a
just
big
did.
hoe.
Well, that too. Yeah, I guess it seems so. It seems so. I love Elon Musk though, because like, yeah, I banged her. How desperate is Johnny Depp to make himself look like a cuck? I mean, Elon, man, my God, Elon. I mean, damn, dude. Right? I mean, he just
I don't
didn't
know.
even pull
Have you
punches
seen
at all.
Have you seen Johnny Depp's like Instagram
No,
cringe videos?
no.
Yeah, watch those and you'll be like, that woman did not beat him enough.
Right.
Dear God, he's not even human. He's like such a sad freak.
Well, Johnny Depp has always been
I
an
mean,
issue. He has, but she's also a nasty piece of work. So it's like
tell me
it's
about
almost
it.
It's
as if
not
they
human.
disturb each other.
Like,
Yeah,
Well,
He hasn't been human since he was 17.
I suppose.
He's
Well,
been
it's
famous all this time. He has no idea what humans are like anymore.
true, and he got himself into some really bad company. Who was that guy? He was hanging around forever. That hardcore drug. That guy probably makes snuff films. He's just a real nasty piece of work. What's his name? Damn it.
Oh, the one that did the real life snuff film, River Phoenix?
No, that's a whole nother conversation. No, I'm talking about the older guy.
Talking about like Hunter S. Thompson or something.
Would say that again.
Hunter S. Thompson.
Hunter
writer?
Oh,
S.
yeah.
Thompson. There it is. There it is. Yeah, yeah. That's a real bad human being right there. And Johnny got himself mixed up with that and all that drugs and all the other kind of weird sex stuff, which is probably what caused Winona Ryder, who's a crazy person herself, to distance herself from him because all the crazy things that were going on at that time. But we know she's a nasty piece of work because she was bringing her new boyfriend, River Phoenix, around to Johnny's club, and then he mysteriously died in Johnny's club to an overdose. Mysteriously, like. So yeah, Johnny Depp's got a lot of nonsense around him.
Which led to the Joker movie, if you think about it.
No, JD, no.
Well, it did because
Expound
basically,
on that, JD.
Yes, please.
yeah.
Expound.
Okay, what happened? I mean, it was the Joker movie. I mean, basically, his brother, the guy who played Joker, was in that movie.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh,
Was
there's
there?
the connection.
You know,
Okay,
yeah, he was.
As always, JD is right.
that's right.
In a roundabout.
He's
Yeah, he
right.
was actually
His
there.
brother was in
Brother
it. Yeah.
Joaquin.
Joaquin.
Yeah, Joaquin Phoenix, yes. The ugly
died.
one.
Yeah, that's when he was discovered.
Well, there you go. Thank you very much. Well, if you know anything about the actual River family or Phoenix family, wherever the hell they are, they're basically a bunch of yuppies. Huppies. Well, that's a new word. I'll write that down. But they're a bunch of yuppie hippies that rode around in their car, and they're just you go and study that family. They're a real piece of
No,
work.
they weren't like yuppies. They were like a cult.
Yeah. They were
They're like a
real
doomsday
messed up.
cult, right?
Yeah, real messed
Yeah.
up. Yeah. But yeah, the whole family's a mess.
No wonder it
But
was messed up.
nevertheless, Joaquin did a fair job with the Joker. Not bad. But all right, JD. Moving on here, I'm going to go over to El Rodimus now. Oh, dude, look at that jet black, man. That's very good, dude. Very nice. And
In,
you know,
in the Netflix series, he will be actually black because no one read the original scripts. They're just like, oh, look, his name is Black. Let's cast him as a black guy.
oh, it sounds racist.
Netflix is full of racist people, man.
Okay, just because his last name is Black and he just happened to be voiced by a black guy in the dub.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, the thing is that I don't know. Is it irritating? It's interesting. It seems to me in these modern days, and I blame Louis Farrakhan to be honest with you, but it seems that modern black people today they think they own the word black. Yeah, I don't know how that happened, but it is what it is.
I don't know. Maybe it was the BLM guys.
Maybe it was, even though I just blamed it on Louis Farrakhan. Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows?
Anyway,
Maybe he's one of them.
Well, if you want to make the Nation of Islam and the BLM connection, go right ahead.
Go right ahead. Yeah, I don't think JD knows who Farrakhan is, but that's all right. Farrakhan is.
Who is that? Is that a singer?
Louis Farrakhan? No, he's the
Oh, I
leader
think
of
that-
the Black Muslim movement in America.
Some sort of an
Yeah, I
athlete.
remember him.
Yeah,
He's the guy who had Malcolm X killed.
Yeah, and he's also considered
Yeah.
to be one of the people that had that was behind getting Martin Luther King killed as well.
Mm-hmm.
But, Louis
Yeah,
Farrakhan,
Martin
a real
Luther
nasty
King.
thing.
Luther King hated Mexicans. I ain't got no love for Martin Luther King.
There you go. It's funny though. I was actually it came up in my adult classes last week because they're all curious what they see on the news, what's going on in America. So I answered. I took a whole
Tell
class.
them to mind their
answering-
own business.
Well, no, it wasn't. They weren't being judgmental. They were just curious. So I took a whole class answering questions for them. And the funny thing was, they know who Martin Luther King is. I don't know that they actually know his opinions very well, other than I Have a Dream. But they thought that some white dude killed him. And I was like,
Yeah.
really? Where did you get that idea?
Because
No.
a white dude killed him.
A white dude did not kill him. He was killed by a black dude.
Oh yeah, it could have been. It could have been.
Was he in a white man mask?
No, a black dude killed Martin Luther King, dude. Don't tell me you're on that side of that nonsense too. Oh my God, El Rodimus, I judge you.
He may have been the cover guy. Who knows?
No, there was no black guy involved. I mean, no white guy involved. Black guys killed him.
No. What I meant is that it could have been just a fall guy.
There was no fall guy. There was never a white guy mentioned. JD.
Or someone to do it.
Yeah, maybe. Well, that's possibly true. Yeah, possibly. But James Earl Ray. Thank you very much, Joe.
That's the guy that
Darth
was in
Vader?
the Sandlot.
I think so. That's right. Yeah, he's probably dead now.
He was the voice of Darth Vader.
The
Yeah.
show is black. White people
Darth
are too
Vader.
busy shooting JFK.
Why are you judging a white guy by his black-sounding name, Chester?
He
Uh,
is black.
He's from the South. Everybody has names like that.
That's true. That is true. That is
Like
true.
Jefferson Davis Otaku.
Oh, goodness gracious. But no, I mean, if you look into the whole James Earl Ray thing, you'll find it's a big old sham, dude. Martin Luther King was killed by the black people, not by a white guy. That's the real, and we know that, but they won't change it. They won't adjust it or amend it whatsoever. It's ridiculous.
I guess it's probably because of somebody high up wanted him dead.
Follow
I
the
mean-
money.
Well, you better watch out,
That's how
JD.
y'all
Someone high
runs.
up in the Bojangles wants your ass dead for damn sure. So,
Too true.
watch your step.
Expose the,
Too true.
expose the racket.
That's right. Now, Now John's going at it here, man. He's making a full-on attempt here. That's cool, dude. That's a lot of work, John.
It's a little bit of work.
That's a lot of work, dude. You did help yourself out by doing the top of the ship, though, not and having to do the whole profile. But
Well, how am I gonna do the? I can't put the dog on the ship in profile.
no, that's true. That is
Be a
true.
little tiny speck, you know.
I just don't understand exactly what is the dog doing outside of the ship in space.
He's going for a walk. They're docked. What are you talking about in space? The picture's not even finished yet, Chester.
I hope he's not. I hope he's not doing his business up there.
Well, that's where he goes to do his business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Jed has enough trouble trying to keep that ship in the air. He doesn't need no dog pissing on parts, that's for sure. Yeah,
If you got a dog, the dog pisses on shit. That's
That's
what
true.
dogs do. That's why I
That's
don't
true.
own a dog.
you know what the worst thing about owning a dog is
Yeah,
they're
like
always
you buy a dog and then he's like terrible at fighting, so you got to get rid of him, and then you never know.
That's true.
What are you,
That is
Michael
fair.
Vick?
That is fair. But no, the worst part of dogs is they're always throwing up and puking all over the place.
What?
Yeah, it's kind of part of their anatomy,
Maybe
right?
stop feeding it Skittles.
Yeah, like cats don't do that either. Like cats don't do that too.
Oh God, you don't own cats. You shoot them with BB guns. Well, come on.
Right. Hey, who is the owner of this dog, so I can put him in the back here?
No one.
No one, I guess. I mean, technically, Jet, I guess.
The dog- I think
I
the
thought
dog
it was
owns
her.
himself.
No.
Yeah,
Dog
I gotta-
owns himself, man.
well, clearly, I need to go
Dog-
watch the series
dog
again.
Did I mean? I
The dog
think
is
the
a strong,
dog did
independent,
end up-
and he's no man.
Somebody that's not a complete fool, just give me a straight answer.
Well, considering I think Ed did end up taking.
Okay, I said somebody who's not a complete fool.
Oh,
The dog is
Exactly.
basically just a stray that they take in,
yeah.
Okay, good enough.
and it just kind of lives on the ship. Like, it's just kind of there.
Well, they're all strays.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's kind of the theme of the thing, right? They become
Like, is there
family.
anybody throughout the course of this show?
I'd say
fantastic show you guys
Ed.
love so much. Is there anybody that you
Ed.
see frequently with the
Ed.
dog
It's Ed.
that would be
Ed.
taking the dog? Like if they're all getting off the ship and somebody goes, "Come on," you know.
It's Ed.
Faye.
She's
Yeah,
always
Ed.
with
All right,
Ed.
thank
Ed.
you, thank you, Ed.
Yes.
Okay, I got it.
Yes,
I gotta go look at what Ed looks like. Okay.
Ed is the little girl that looks like a boy.
Yep.
Ed Cowboy Bebop.
But anyway, I'm loving what I'm seeing. There's some really good stuff. Alan's piece is bang on model. It's very nice, but it's more of a Disney-esque version of it, which is interesting. We have, of course, Shinobi is doing Ed, sitting there playing with her computer. We have, of course, the bad guy with his katana coming at it over here with Rabbit. We have a very nice Faye face going on here from Kinma, which doesn't surprise anybody. She's in that classic outfit too.
Yep.
We got JD and his Johnny Depp obsession. That's great.
It's really, it's Jake McGuire and his family plus the bodyguard.
We don't know who Jake McGuire is. We know who Johnny Depp is.
Okay, whatever, dude.
It's Lizzie's brother.
Oh, there you go. There you
Okay.
go. Yeah,
I was
perfect.
gonna say Jerry.
One of my characters, dude. I already told you I was going
I
to
know.
do that.
I'm just playing with you, JD.
Oh,
We know
yeah,
it's
you
actually
think
not a
you're-
bad idea to
yeah,
do the
oh, yeah,
cosplaying
somebody
thing. It's
covered.
clever.
Yeah. I know.
Yeah.
I'm just-
Now,
I'm just trying to keep the record straight.
I do have a little question for you guys and ask what you think with Cowboy Bebop. Now we do have cybernetics in the show, of course, Jet Black with his arm and such, but and others. But would you consider Cowboy Bebop to be a cyberpunk at all?
Nope.
Yeah,
Not really, no.
But then it could be.
Well,
I mean,
there are too many space adventures to make it official.
well, yeah, it could be both. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't feel it's cyberpunk, although I guess you can make the
Not
argument.
in a
Yeah,
traditional sense, anyway.
yeah, yeah.
You know, and the dog is modified genetically.
It
altered.
is. It carries that. But whereas something like Ghost in the Shell is clearly cyberpunk and influenced a lot of cyberpunk stuff, I don't know that Cowboy Bebop does, though.
No, because it's just background. It's not like in Cyberpunk, technology is the character.
It's true.
Cowboy Bebop, it's just, it's the same way we have blenders and microwaves. It's just a thing.
That's true. Yeah. How many you guys are looking forward to CD Projekt Red's upcoming Cyberpunk game?
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, me too. I am.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to playing it. It's too bad that it's only playable in FPS, but I get their argument why. So good enough. Because I really don't like FPS, but I'm looking forward to it anyway. Just Keenma, JD, and I. Nobody else.
Nope.
Never heard of it.
It looks alright, yeah.
I've heard of it, I just never played it.
Well, it hasn't come out yet. It comes out in September, I think.
Wasn't there some other cyber?
I think so.
Oh well, yeah, no. They're always making stuff, and there's been a few things that are trying to play on the hype of Cyberpunk, and they put out games quickly to try to get money off of it. But there's a fair chance that when Cyberpunk comes out in the fall, it will be the biggest launch in the history of video games. It's
Probably
a fair
better than
chance.
GTA.
Well, yeah, this is what he's competing with, is like GTA, Halo, things like that. But the hype is so huge, and CD Projekt Red is one of those companies that stands up against the stupid wokeness of other companies and say, you're dumb, we're not going to do that. So that gets them even more support. So I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. Some people disagree with me. They don't think it's going to be big at all. I disagree. I think it's going to be a freaking monster. Whatever. I'm a video game guy, I guess. And, a lot of people aren't. And I'm kind of surprised Alan's not a video game guy. No comment. Nothing.
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I got suckered.
Oh, you did.
I try to stay away from video games because they're too distracting, but I got suckered into Warcraft, and it's been my addiction ever since.
I feel that.
Yeah. Yeah, I do love me some MMO stuff, although I've moved on from WoW quite a long while ago. You know what I'd love to see him do is come out with WoW 2 with upgraded graphics. That would be fun.
Yeah, that's not.
I doubt it.
That'll never happen.
Probably not. It's not worth the money, I guess. But that's all right. I did play Black Desert for a while, but they were so stupid they kind of killed that. It was so dumb. But we'll see. I do know I'm waiting on Pantheon. Pantheon looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
World War II for a while, and Knights of the Old Republic, but I just kept going back to WoW. It's like an abusive boyfriend.
Yeah, right. I get it. The funny thing about KOTOR is the fact that, that was a huge game, right? Very popular. People loved it, especially Star Wars people. But yet Disney comes out and they don't make KOTOR. That's like the automatic choice, I would think. But they didn't.
About it.
Very weird. How about you, Shinobi? You like video games?
I haven't really had much time to dabble in them.
Okay, yeah. The reason I say it is because I think Cowboy Bebop's universe would make a great video game.
I doubt it's going to be a
I'd
straight
play that.
adaptation. Those usually don't sell very well. Sometimes.
If they make it like a Borderlands, I think it'll work.
Yeah, something like that, or just where you're flying around collecting bounties and stuff like that. A simple little Firefly-esque game, right?
There's a Cowboy Bebop shooter on the PlayStation 1 where you play Spike's ship and you're shooting shit. Now that's really good.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
That's news to me.
Well, they do usually try to make some kind of connections with something if they can. I'm glad to hear that it's a good game, though, because a lot of times it's just a quick cash grab, right?
I don't know if it came out anywhere other than Japan, to be honest with you, because I just downloaded it. But it's one of those games. A lot of good stuff come out in Japan, and you don't get it over here or anywhere.
Well,
Makes sense.
that is very true, and
that never came out.
well, it kind of lends into a problem, I think, because we know that the bosses in Tokyo would say Sony. They're just letting the American, what is Anaheim or Pasadena, wherever the studio is, letting them run it. And of course, they're running Sony into the ground, right? So much so that it looks like they might get bought. But what the bosses, I think, did was just wash their hands of it. Because over here in Japan, there's a whole ton of games that never come out in the West. Because the Japanese don't care about your wokeness. They don't care about that at all. and they're happy to play their own games and just ignore you completely. Whether that's a good or bad thing, I don't know, but it is. So let's see what the chat has to say. We got Pete Mack, and he says again, like Mad Max, it all comes down to dogs. True, 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 true.
Mm-hmm.
Our Bill says, I never had a dog throw up and puke all over the place. Busby, what do you feed your pets? Dogs do that all the time, dude.
Skittles,
And they eat it.
Skittles. Yeah, that's probably the problem. Yeah.
gummy bears, and Skittles. All dogs need.
Yeah, it's not all the time anyway.
Healthy coat, white
That's-
teeth.
See,
Makes them better fighters.
there it is. It's all about making fighting dogs. That's right. John was on point. But let's see. Joe says, Adrian says, it has cyberpunk aspects, but it's not cyberpunk. It's just classic sci-fi story. That's true. That's true. Bill says, but then again, the dog loves to eat ear plugs and just poops them out. That's true too. Well, Elrodimus is having all kind of trouble today, man. Getting the collector's edition of the Cyberpunk. Yeah, no, it might be worth it. I don't buy pre-sale stuff though. I don't do that. I have a Russell and I had a child-proof lol. I don't know what that means. Jack Russell Terrier, I guess. But what do you do? What do you know? You don't like to watch The Office. That's fair. That is fair. It's boring as hell, dude. You ever see that show, The Office? What is it? Carell? Is that his name?
Tell me about it.
Tell you
I may have
about it.
seen it.
With Steve Carell, yeah.
Yeah, Steve Carell. Yeah. That is the most boring ass thing I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, what the hell was that popular for?
I may have seen it and thought, why was this made?
Yeah, it
Well,
was.
you're
Really...
on about the American Office, aren't you?
Yes, yes. The British one with Ricky Gervais actually has some funny points to it, but the American one sucks balls, dude. It's really bad.
Yeah.
But it was a really big show, and I was like, what is wrong with you people?
Easy comedy.
I guess. I've loved watching what Rabbit's things come together here.
Funnier than that.
Well, I'm not American, so I wouldn't know.
Oh, that's right. You're Canadian, but we don't talk about your kind around here.
Well, at least we have fun.
It's true. It's true. You have fun while the French are burning down cities for no reason whatsoever, and then your prime minister sits and cries on TV constantly while he breaks his own rules with coronavirus. Yeah, you're in perfect shape up there. Looks good. Duel says these look better than the original, but nothing like Cowboys. Well. That's true. There are no cowboy aspects of Cowboy Bebop at all. It's the name of the ship, DeWolf. Fantastic game world, Flynn says. Cyberpunk, I think he's talking about, yeah. Let's see. Cleaned up skittly dog puke earlier tonight. See? Thank you, Tolfer. I like The Office, but I can relate because I work in an office. Oh, there you go, Joe. Best show ever. You're all stiffs, Bill says. All right, fine. Bears beats Battlestar Galactica. Oh, well, that's true. Yeah, no, maybe not the original, though. But the remake of Battlestar Galactica wasn't great. Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think if you're a younger person, maybe you like Battlestar Galactica. Older folks, I don't think cared for it much.
I never really cared for it.
Yeah. I mean, that actually, what was it? Blood and they had like a pilot come out. There was like supposed to be a spin-off. It didn't happen. I think
Blood and Chrome.
Yeah,
Blood and Chrome. Yes, Blood and Chrome. That looked more Battlestar Galactica. That looked interesting, but it didn't make it. I think that Caprica spin-off killed it. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Well, it was never going to be good. They were just trying to cash in on popularity.
Oh yeah, no, that's true. That's true. But
and the show ended because the show runners ended it because Sci-Fi Channel, of course, they're like, "Oh, it's successful. We'll run it for the next 20 years," and they're like, "Nah, we're ending it now."
Yeah, well, that was a good thing, but I think they missed the point though. When they, especially when they made the robots human.
Mm-hmm.
That was you missed the point, and that's one of the things I really didn't like about it. We wanted Cylons to be Cylons, not this weird fleshy biological thing that technically.
Yeah, if you wanted to do that, just make up a new franchise.
Yeah, well, we say that all the time.
Or make a Terminator show.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, they implied by the end of this show, spoilers, by the way, that we modern humans are all part Cylon, right?
What?
Yeah, that's what they did. It's not my. Don't blame me.
Dang.
Ancient astronauts.
Yeah, ancient astronauts, exactly. Which I didn't mind them playing on that part stronger than the original show did. I didn't mind that aspect of the Greek gods and stuff like that. Identity
So the robots
theft is a
made us?
crime, Jim.
The robots make us or something? That's weird.
No, it's like
Oh.
the humans and robots were Adam and Eve, and
Oh,
they got it on with some cave people.
oh, that. Okay, never mind. I don't want to know now.
Jeez.
Like they found Earth, but Earth was Earth like 6 million years ago.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, ancient astronauts.
Yeah.
And I thought Guyver's Genesis story was stupid.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, Guyver? That was good.
The show itself was good, but the Genesis story,
Eh.
the idea that humans were made through alien experimentation.
It happened, man. You never
It
know.
did it. JD has given us. He's got the proof.
No, I don't, but it could be possible.
It could be. Anything could be possible. It's very, very true.
Mhm.
Tolfer
Yeah.
says production of Battlestar Galactica was expensive. It was. I dug it. There was some definitely good parts of it. The production value was excellent, dude. Especially
Well, the space battles were on
Oh
point.
my god, yeah, dude. They were actually accurate. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very interesting show in that way. Yeah. Cylons be Cylons, yo, says DeWolf. Thank you very much.
Cowboy Bebop.
The early toys for Battlestar Galactica, Battlestar rocked. Yeah, well, I grew up with the original show. I loved it. I saw every episode. It was like one of my favorite things at that age. So,
Me too.
That's how I
That was
lost my
fantastic
eye.
shit.
yeah. Battlestar Galactica, Buck Rogers, good stuff.
Oh
man.
man, yeah.
Yeah, I think I paid more attention to Buck Rogers than Battlestar.
For
Well,
good
that's
reason.
yeah. You had
Wilma.
Wilma Deering. I mean, come on.
And every scantily clad guest star.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Yeah. In the future, they're naked. It's awesome.
Oh, when I was a kid, I was like, this is a cool show. It has lasers. Then I grew up and I'm like, oh, now I know why my dad liked it so much.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joe says, you know what? Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery. So I thank you. Well, very good, Joe. Wasn't the original Battlestar a Mormon parable? Could have been.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was.
Oh, which Mormon parable?
Yeah.
The Book of Mormon.
Yeah.
And their origin of life. That life here began out there.
Oh,
Well,
yeah.
you know the funny thing is a lot of shows and a lot of stories have a political or religious basis to them. The thing that the modern people, well, yeah, but the thing that modern people, the modern creators don't get is just because it has a political or religious, which are both the same in my opinion, basis to them, they weren't preaching at you. They were simply telling a story. They weren't
That's true.
activists. You're being an
that was the
activist. You're
80s when
missing the
that
point.
happened.
What was that, El Rodimus?
Well, like with comics, that wasn't the case till like the 80s when it was like overtly political stuff like Watchmen.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
frickin' Alan Moore. That
mostly.
was a British invasion, dude.
Mm-hmm.
The British invasion.
That and
There was a British
apparently
invasion of comics. You didn't know about it.
He
That
knew
and
about
apparently
it.
he
He
had
just
some-
Alan
takes
Moore,
offense to
the
my use
Beatles.
of words.
I really.
Yeah. Isn't like Alan Moore like these days? Why did I make that comic?
Alan Moore is a wizard.
He is a wizard. That's right.
The commie wizard.
That's right.
Tell me about it.
But I mean, some
See,
good
that-
things come out of that British invasion, though. I mean, because even though it was a lot of political things, they were still writing it properly. Like Grant Morrison, he was very political, but it wasn't activist, though. It was
Davy
just
Jones.
Locker.
No, the Monkees.
Oh, that's right.
The greatest thing to come from the British invasion.
Oh, and now we're going to the musical one. I don't know. The Trogs were pretty good.
I like the Animals.
Yeah, but it's really sad for the British people because they will not admit that it was the Ramones who created punk rock. They just demand that they had something to do with it. I don't know. It's really weird.
I'm not getting into that again.
Uh,
Hey, come on, man. We had some of the best metal bands ever created.
no, I'm just playing
Yeah.
around. You guys do, yeah.
I know you are. we have some good music. America has some good music. Well, we all used to. None of us do now.
Yeah.
That's true. It's all everything is kind of gone downhill. Hopefully, after this is all said and done, we'll have a little bit of a revolution of actual talent and skill and effort. It'd be
We
nice.
can all hope.
Yeah.
That's why. Get rid of America's Got Talent.
Oh my God, dude.
All of
Please.
those shows can
Please.
fuck off. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
But- I mean, yeah, right. But yeah, well, what's going to happen with it though? Because I mean, eventually this is going to come to a head, right? And where are we going to end up on the other side? You guys think?
It's going to be like now, where everyone's just going to have the thing they like on their streaming service, and they're not going to care about what's popular or not.
Too true.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, look, that's killed Hollywood already with like movie theaters, because it's like, why should I go out to the movie theater when I got my 4K theater in my house now for
That's right.
less money than one movie ticket?
The same with everything. Like live music in this country sucks ass. Like I'm playing bands all the time, and the amount of people that can be bothered, even to go to like big band shows and stuff, they just don't give a shit.
Yeah. Well, was it like a couple
So-
years ago that like big name acts were all complaining because their ticket sales were gone?
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
Mm-mm.
I mean, when I was playing like 10 years ago in bands, we got like loads of money, like packed out rooms and stuff. Like that was only 10 years ago.
Yep.
So now I don't know. It's hard work now.
I
So you're
remember
sold to the
that.
devil
Like,
now.
in my city, like the music scene was huge, and then like within like a year, it just kind of vanished.
Mm.
It was just so bizarre. It was just like almost every night you could go to like a really good band at a different club, and then it was like a year later, it's like, oh, there's nobody playing any bands anywhere.
Yeah, no, that's a problem, man. I mean, I actually, because my band is like we're all a bunch of retired pros who are just having fun. It's more of a hobby than anything, right? But then we go play in lounges all the time, live houses, right? And there's nothing out there. It's just a bunch of older people who
You're
love
like-
music.
Are you like one of those old guy bands that like hangs out at car shows and doesn't wear shoes? You don't wear like shoes on stage and stuff?
Oh no, we
Skibbity bops.
we're not quite.
Just doing the skibbity bops.
We haven't given up that much, John. No.
Bringing yesterday to today.
But no, I mean, the point being is there's just nothing out there. If it isn't produced by some big, old, huge, multi-billion-dollar professional company that's throwing it out in front of you and telling you this is what you got to like, there's no one going out into the world and enjoying music unless they're over, 35? I mean, it's just, I don't get it. Yeah.
I blame the SJWs and the progressives.
Yeah, well, it's easy enough to blame them, I suppose, but I think it's just cultural.
Everybody blames them.
It's more, I think the rise of technology has just made everyone apathetic. They just can't be
Maybe.
fucking bothered.
That too.
Yeah.
Everything's just too easy to stay at home.
It is, yeah.
It's the microwave
They didn't
generation.
grow up doing fun things outside. I mean, like I have friends who have kids, and they're on their little tablets or their phones or stuff all the time. It's like, go outside.
Mhm.
do stuff.
The thing is, I don't know. Maybe I was born an old fuddy duddy, but like even when I was in my,
But my buddy's doing a stream on Twitch.
yeah, it's like I'm at a club and stuff, and I'm like, God, I can't stand this fucking noise, and I got to go outside to the smoking area like every 5 minutes, or else I get like pissed off.
I love that shit. I still like going clubbing now. It's good stuff.
Oh goodness. But it actually is kind of widespread though, right? Because I do produce. I started a production company here so that I could get paid, because otherwise you can't get paid, right? So that's why I put it together. And I produce a whole bunch of events at some of the other venues where I wouldn't play, because their music they have is more Japanese rock or Japanese punk. It's they call it punk, but it's not punk. But anyway, and I produce these events for these kids to have a chance and give some of these. I think they're pretty good bands, and they're just young and they want a chance. So I do that all the time. But the thing is, who shows up to watch these kids? They're kids, right? They're all 18, 19, 20, mid 20s.
Perverts show up to watch kids.
No, middle-aged people. I'm just saying their own
Playgrounds are
peers.
playing, let's go.
Their own peers don't even bother to come out.
They probably suck.
Oh,
That's
that's
why.
sad.
No, they don't.
Mhm.
They're pretty good, actually. I mean, you
No,
might
nobody
not like
watches
the
them.
music that they're
Yeah,
playing, but
you
their
know
skill
what?
is excellent.
Nowadays, if they're good, that's going to keep their friends away because then it's jealousy.
Maybe. I don't know.
We live in a very self-centered culture,
Tell me about it.
and they attack anybody who's got talent like that.
Is that why I get attacked, Chester?
That's probably why.
Like, look at John Dillard. He's crucified daily because he's so good.
That's right. That's right.
Crabs.
He's a messiah,
figured it.
even.
You figured it out, guys.
True
did.
enough.
Paragon of the
Yeah.
2000s.
But I mean, I know of everyone here, Rabbit gets what I'm saying. He understands what I'm saying because it's, you're not super young, but you're a younger guy, and I'm sure when you go out, what is the general age group that's coming out and watch you live play?
Oh, I don't know. It depends who we're playing with as well, I guess. But yeah, it's a age. They're either young, like I say, 18 or younger, I suppose, depending on who, or they're like 30 plus.
Mhm.
You don't get like the mid-range kind of age. Because
No.
I played with younger bands, and they're always awesome, and they're people that come see them, they're awesome. But yeah, or there's like bands my age and everyone their age. And yeah, there's this big gap of people who, when I was that age, I was out all the time,
Constantly.
watching bands, getting pissed,
Yeah.
doing all the fun things. And,
Sure.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's a weird thing. It's nothing like it was when I was younger. And it is what it is. But then again, the whole tech thing is a good point, I guess. I mean, I'm about to buy myself. We're just waiting for the summer sales, right? But I'm going to buy myself a new TV, right? I'm going to get a Sony, just not special, just a normal 4K TV, right? And how much is it going to cost me? $1,200 for this big
It's a lot
giant
of money.
56-inch, Sony Bravia 4K TV, right, with all the bells and whistles. It's cheap, dude. It's dirt cheap. So I mean, I get it. I get it.
Yeah, it was. We bought a TV for our in-laws, well, my in-laws, for Christmas, and it was an 85-inch, and it was like $2,100.
Yeah.
Mhm.
No, that's exactly right. Yeah, they're
I couldn't even imagine a screen that size when I was younger. Jesus
Oh God,
Christ.
no! We go with black and white TV.
And
That's true.
just do the math. Like taking like a family or like 4 people even to a movie theater is like $100.
easy. Yeah.
So why pay $100 every weekend when you could just spend $1,200 or less and get like the same thing at home
Yep.
in better
For a movie
quality?
that might suck.
And you don't have to step in stuff. You don't have to step
true.
in like other people's like sodas and popcorn and candy and nachos.
Well, I don't have that trouble here. They're actually quite clean, the theaters, but I get your point. Yeah, no, it's a bit of a sad thing. I think what you go to see with the cinemas, I assume, is they're going to become very specialized. They'll show classic
Mhm.
movies. You'll see more of this dinner theater thing become more bigger. I went Trump there
Well, I
for a
think that's
second.
the thing that I mean. Everything is going more specialized. Like even now, if you want to go in order to not buy something online, it's because you need to try it on or have it be specifically for you.
That's right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So everything is going to go specialized, just like the comic books did, and the movies are going to follow suit.
Yeah.
Jerks.
Do you guys think the drive-in theater might come back?
It could.
Yeah.
They're trying it in this country while the lockdown's on, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they never left over here. We still have
Actually,
them. They're
Oh, you do?
fantastic.
I actually
yeah,
talked
yeah,
about
we got them. We got them here.
I think
It's-
comedians are gonna.
Hmm?
I heard comedians are gonna start trying to use the drive-ins to do their shows,
Huh?
Yeah.
Ew.
Maybe they should.
like stand-up comedians, because their clubs are all closed, because of COVID. But an open-air show, like in a drive-through, might be the thing that they need. So they're gonna try it.
Yeah, I
Oh,
guess you
wow.
could. Yeah, with projectors these days, you could loop it through pretty easy, I'd say. That's interesting.
Because they still need an audience. You can't perform to dead air like the virtual comedians.
Yeah, but is the whole COVID stay home thing still a thing?
It is.
How?
I think it
Not after
depends
this
where you
past
are,
week.
doesn't it?
How? You have protesters in the street. You have all these leaders saying, "Wait, your protesting is good." How are they going to tell you to stay home?
Oh, you should see the madness that is that. They say you can't. It says on TV you could protest with as many people as you want, but you still gotta be within 12 people at home and shit like that. It's like, what the fuck are you talking about, dude?
Yeah, well, that argument's dead. They're not going to be able to enforce that.
No.
Tell about it.
I don't know. It's craziness. That's for damn sure. Of course, we know that this stuff is happening in these Democrat cities specifically. But what are all the rest of the people that are in normal cities? What are they thinking about this craziness that's going on across these crazy places? I mean, what's the general concept? I mean, I'm sure some of you don't live in, socialist centers, right?
They're done with it. They were done with it a month ago. Like my mom, she lives in a free state.
Uh-huh.
And she's like, yeah, people just are like just throwing down their masks and just doing whatever they want now. They don't care about the law.
That's interesting. Yeah.
They're just over it. They've got like cabin fever. They're done.
Yeah. Well, that's what the protests are. It's mainly cabin fever.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that was the perfect opportunity because you got 3 months of a whole country basically being held captive.
Yep.
It was just a boiling pot, and all it took was one little cat running through the room to knock it over.
That's right.
Yeah.
And of course, the Antifa and BLM, they took advantage of the situation, of course.
Mhm.
And it's funny for me how
Like
many of these
here.
big companies are sitting there showing their support for BLM when they're clearly a violent, bigoted hate group. I mean,
They're
do you,
all the
like Ben and
money.
Jerry's.
yeah, but they got to understand it in the long run, but that's got to come back on you, man. Right?
Everyone's afraid to say shit about stuff like that, though, aren't they?
Well, and
I
a lot of
don't-
these companies are guilty of the same thing, so they're just trying to virtue signal so they don't get called out.
Yeah.
Tell me
That's
about it.
weird. I mean, we kind of
Like
all
Ben and
agree that
Jerry's had a
cop
big thing
sucked,
about
right?
it. I'm like, Ben and Jerry's, you've killed more black people than guns.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah.
They have the
It's-
highest rate of diabetes, heart disease, and obesity. It's like Ben and Jerry's has killed more than anyone else, and they're trying to tell us how to live. It's like, no.
I get the take. I get the take. The chat's got a bunch of opinions here, so let me try to catch up with it a little bit. Music has become a commodity. It's so ubiquitous. People take it for granted, I suppose. But I don't know about you, but a live show is better than any kind of CD anytime,
Yeah.
simply because you can feel it, right?
I don't know.
I
I
don't
go
know.
to this. I went and look at Chester, and I don't mean to be like an asshole, but I like wrestling, right?
Yeah.
Or I used to anyway. And I went to WrestleMania, spent a lot of money on these tickets, right? Had to go sleep outside with the cockroaches outside of Qualcomm. And I was like, okay, here comes WrestleMania. I had these pretty crummy seats. When I was in the back of the line. So when I got my seats, the only thing available were either front row, which were like, not available to me because of my price, but and the back row. So I had the back row seat. Triple H comes out, who at the time was my favorite wrestler. And all of a sudden, the Titantron starts to shift. They're moving things around. And I'm wondering what's going on. And then Motorhead shows up. They come walking out. And I'm like, okay, so the Motorhead's going to perform live. Motorhead does Triple H's theme song.
Mm-hmm.
And they start, and I don't know if you've seen Lemmy live. This guy, you don't understand a word he's saying.
No. Yeah.
He mumbles and fumbles through the entire thing. He misses a whole part. And when you watch wrestling, you know these intros like the back of your hand, right? It's almost like when you watch a Disney movie, you can tell when something's off on these new ones when they're doing the song incorrectly. I mean, you know these songs so well, and he's just butchering. It's all about I'm like, what the fuck is going on? He's just ruined WrestleMania for me.
Oh, wow.
Live.
Well, I mean, some bands like Motorhead are more about attitude and culture than they are music, right? So fair enough. I get your point. But I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about going out and enjoying a good live performance, right? But then again,
Judas
even
Priest.
Motorhead. Judas Priest, one of the greatest singers of all time, dude.
Fantastic, right?
Yeah.
I go to the show. I'm at the concert, and the guy starts singing. Okay, I'm waiting. He has great, there's a whole bunch of songs that are fantastic. But then, of course, he comes back and says, I wouldn't leave before we break that law, And so they start saying, so they start up breaking the law, which is great.
Right.
It's even better live than usually. It's better live than it is, on CD.
Sure.
And this guy, he comes right to the hook of the song, and he puts the microphone out to the crowd. I almost threw something at his ass.
Oh. Wow.
Okay, I get you. But it depends on the band, right? Like Red Hot Chili Peppers are good fun, but they're more of a culture band. If you see them live, it's quite a shock because they can't sing worth shit, right? There's a lot of bands like that. It's just different approaches to the problem, right? But I get your point. But
right at the end, you know the part I'm talking about.
I know. Yes,
the end of the song.
Yes.
Breaking the, and then right before he does that, the echo and all, puts the microphone to the goddamn crowd. You piece of shit.
Oh, it's so sad. Let's see. Joe says, but when I was a teen, I went miles to see Rush, Pink Floyd, yes, Hell or High Water. Sure, that's what it used to be. It's not like that anymore. I guess you don't have to. Let's see. Bill says, will live music go the way of the model train hobby? Will technology turn all people into insular blobs? Maybe.
Oh no, people love playing music still.
Yeah, no, the musicians
people
do.
love those goddamn model trains. I'll tell you that.
They do.
Yeah,
But
they
the thing with that is, I'm kind of curious what Rabbit has to say. I do a lot of shows. And keep in mind, it's just a hobby for me now. Right? I'm not actually trying to become famous or become successful, but I do a lot of shows where the room is full. It's a little small live house, but the room is absolutely packed. But everyone in the room is a musician.
Yeah, that happens sometimes. I hate when that happens.
Right?
That's not what you. I mean, it's nice.
How embarrassing!
Yeah, you don't get enough.
Thanks, man. But I mean, Rabbit knows what I'm talking about. He understands what I'm saying. It's just there's the people who love music are the musicians, right? That want to go out and experience it. It's become a problem. Let's see. I'll start with that. There's a really cool bebop going in the background. That was a great idea. Let's see here. Live music has too much competition for entertainment thanks to the internet. It's fair. And the musicians spend thousands on gear, gas, etc., and get paid $50. Bad economics. Yeah, well, I mean,
not even that sometimes.
Not even that sometimes. And that's why I created my production company, so I could pay my guys, right? Because when I came over here, because it's worse in Japan than it is in the States.
You can get them for $50.
Right. But yeah, no, it's a problem. Classic movies will be banned for wrong think, maybe. They are banning, how dumb
John Wayne movies?
I hope not. That would suck. But how dumb was HBO Max, whatever that streaming service is, for them to take Gone with the Wind off? I guarantee you.
I read that.
Yeah, some sniveling little millennial shithead was sitting in there and said, "This has black people in it. We got to get rid of it," and didn't even bother to understand that that's the first movie a black person ever won an Oscar for. Right? I guarantee you that the people who banned that had no clue about what that movie was about or what happened with it and how much of an actual statement it was. And of course now they can't back it up because they never apologize. They never take responsibility ever.
That was a pretty good flick, though.
It is a great flick.
I watch that movie at least once every other year.
Yeah, it's because it's a great movie. But they just it's a big problem, man. They never take responsibility for anything, dude. Anyway,
they're the same people who had Elmer. They're probably the same people who had Elmer Fudd's guns taken away from him.
Oh, it's the same. It is.
Chester, yeah. I drew a picture of Elmer Fudd with a gun, right?
Yeah.
And I was like, it'd be fun. I put a little tattoo on his hand that with a snake that says "Don't tweet on me." And it was great. It got like a really good reception on Facebook, right? But I put it in this group called How to Draw Comics. I don't know, and they freaking banned me, gave me a 24-hour ban for the. And now they say it's because of all the dialogue of people talking about gun stuff in the chat, you know.
Mhm.
But there really wasn't any of that.
Of course not.
There was like one guy, and then and he was just talking about how you can get a shotgun in an AR platform. You know, he's talking about Elmer Fudd stuff. And then I'm like, okay, whatever. But the thing's like, it's clicking away, and they banned me, right? So I can't comment or do anything on it. And I see the likes and then thumbs up going 100, 200, 300, you know? And then all of a sudden, I get unbanned, but the comments for that post have been disabled.
Of course. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no, it's complete
Yeah, the comic
totalitarianism,
communities
dude.
are the softest people ever.
What'd you say?
So the comic people are like the softest people ever on those like forums.
Oh, they are. They're very sensitive. That's true. And I
Mhm.
wonder if it's ever going to come back on them. All of these people putting Antifa flags on their Twitter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous. You see, Antifa has taken over a part of Seattle and made it their own country, and they're being
They
allowed
were
to.
given that.
Yeah, I'm sure they
Oh,
were.
Yeah,
yeah.
Seattle gave it to them.
Is
Yeah.
that where they pulled down a statue of
Oh, they're doing that all over, dude. But the thing with the Antifa guys, we now have reports coming out that people that actually live in there are being extorted for money. Good
Yeah,
job,
I saw
they
one
made
where
their
this
own-
guy was said they came in and said, "Would you like to donate $500 to the
Right.
The
protection
Biden
fund?"
campaign.
Yeah. But yep, that's what happens, and it's outrageous that a government would allow such a thing like that. But here we are. They're trying to
The
bring the.
Democrats, they suck.
Yeah, that's true. They're trying to bring the drive-in theaters back. Adrian says, "I hope so. Those are fun. Still have a drive-in in here by me. That's cool." Last time I saw a drive-in was in Honolulu, so that was like 20 years ago for me. But they shut that down before I left Hawaii. So yeah. Um, let's see here. COVID is still a thing because Trump is starting his rallies again. So second wave, yeah, of course.
Mhm.
Let's see. Eric says the wife and I went out for dinner tonight for the first time in 3 months at a restaurant. Oh, that's nice, dude. We started going a couple weeks ago, but yeah, we had to wait for quite a while. Now, what do you guys think about that? I'm just kind of curious because I'm not in the States, right? What do you think? You think is Trump going to win in November? Is there or
if
so,
Trump, if Biden's the best, considering that Biden is all the Democrats have right now, it looks like we're gonna deal.
I don't know if you know this or not. I know you've been away from America for a while.
Yeah.
But it's just whoever is whose name is more popular wins the election.
Yep.
that's
At that
true.
minute.
Yeah.
So I would say that Trump is going to win because he's on everybody's mouths.
hmm Yeah, Joe Biden's been in hiding for 3 months. And he came out once to poop his pants. So yeah.
Well, I mean, so the fact that Trump has had so much success with his policies and stuff don't matter, you're saying?
No, not at all.
None of that matters.
I see.
Well, look
Well,
at the
at
protests.
least
They're
it's working.
complaining about Trump, and it's like he actually benefited the community they're protesting supposedly for.
Yeah. Well, he has. I mean, it's
Mhm.
ironic.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares about policy or
No.
result. None of that. It doesn't matter.
It's just
None of it.
whoever is in the spotlight at that moment.
Whatever, more
Yeah.
popular.
And also, Joe Biden is pretty much Sleepy Joe, so he'll be asleep the whole time during the election.
Yeah, I mean, I
Waka,
understand that.
waka.
I understand that rhetoric, JD, but it's. I mean, and of course, Trump would be the best choice out of what the options are, but that doesn't mean anything. I think, and
No.
I just think it would be an absolute. Because people keep hear this word being dropped even on mainstream media, civil war, civil war. Now there could just be hype, it just could be politics and propaganda, who knows? But if Trump were to lose, and we had this hardcore left green, AOC type of thinking come in, that might well trigger some actual violence, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
It could be a push to shove kind of scenario, no?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, and it's genuinely concerning, right? I mean, I know a lot of people get angry from what they're seeing, and they're like, "We need to take up arms and deal with it," and I get that feeling. I do, but logistically, and literally, if we're thinking, what can really happen, that might be the worst case scenario. But the problem is, I feel like there's a bunch of people politically that I guess technically would be on the left. They seem to want that though.
Tell me about it.
And I would like to maybe you guys tell me what is going on that you would have Democrats want an actual war in the country. How would they benefit from that?
Election.
So just winning because they can point fingers and blame.
Blame and they can
It's
push
not.
their
It's not
agenda
that they.
of the
It's not that they
mail-in
actually
ballots.
want it. They don't actually want it, but that's what they know the people want to hear. They want to hear them say, "We need change," or "That's curtains for you guys."
And they're
So-
trying to push mail-in ballot that is easy to cheat with. So
Sure.
True.
the more scared people are, the easier it is to push that and get it successful.
Okay. Anybody else?
That's how they want California.
All right. I just have to say, JD, this is the most disturbing Wizard of Oz meeting the wizard that I've ever seen in my life. Just so you know.
Okay, sure, true enough.
Yeah, poor Toto has been turned into an anthropomorphic thing. It's not fair.
I know.
You remember that movie had like the most fucking fantastic comedic timing. The thump 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 as the lion runs and then just catapults himself out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like it was almost perfect, just the beat by beat.
That's
The thump
supposed
thump
to be
thump
Aang,
thump.
by the way. It's supposed to be Ing being played by the baby. That's Ing.
Yeah.
That's Ed. Being played by
This
Chloe.
guy has a penis arm.
I know he does.
No,
It's very
no,
disturbing.
no.
It's very
No, she
disturbing.
doesn't. Which one?
The one with the penis on his arm.
Yeah, that one. It's that one. Yeah.
What?
Let's
This
see
one?
here. Bernardo the Beatnik says, I'm starting my own country too. It's called Weed Town. Well, good luck to you, sir. Joe says, in Pennsylvania, the House and the Senate overturned Governor Wolf's emergency order, but he won't give it up. Goes to PA courts. Now it's crazy. Well, what order was Governor Wolf giving, I guess? Would help me. Let's see. Argo says, BLM, sorry, what?
I never heard of Governor Wolf, but again, I don't live in our state, so duh.
Okay. Let's see. It was a mob hit, sweet. Bill says BLM is not just thugs. It is a multi-million-dollar industry. Don't be fooled. No, that's true. That is true. It doesn't change the fact that they are violent, bigoted hate group. It doesn't change that fact.
I saw a thing of. I'm just saying that I saw a thing where people want to donate to them, but apparently they're a corporation, not a charity.
Yeah.
Green fake. What?
Well, and all the money given to them is going straight to rich white politicians.
Oh, probably. Yeah.
It is. They just showed that today, like where all their so-called donations were.
Well, the BLM leadership is white. That's the thing I think that makes me laugh the most, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Cowboy Bebop had one of the best soundtracks of all time. That's right, Adrian. The music is absolutely stunning. And I'm going to have to go back and watch it because it's been, 15 years since I watched it, I guess. But I need to go watch it again because I did enjoy it, and I've obviously forgot some of the points. So I need to go back and refresh myself. Eric says, Chester, when is the TFT about BLM and Antifa? Like how Sendero Luminoso, the shining light from Peru, is running BLM behind the scenes. Well, I could jump into that research, I suppose, Eric, and we could do it. It's just a matter of me doing my job, I guess. And of course, if people have knowledge about that, want to come on and do a BLM / Antifa show, it would be very helpful. But, I'll put my research in and
I'll be back.
I'll be back. Okay, that's very good. So just let me know if you know a lot about it. Come on and help us out, dude. Flash is on to his second drawing already. Go Flash. He's awesome. That's true. Great impression of Lemmy Dillard.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Well,
Bill
all he
says,
had to do was a senile old man with boils.
that's right. Well, Lemmy has passed away. Rest in peace. Lemmy's brain is more pickled than Ozzy. Fair enough. Claudio says, Sendero Luminoso. My money is on Nicolas Maduro. Maybe. Maybe. And if you think Chinese money isn't involved in what's going on, well, you're not paying attention. I hate it when they put mics to the crowd. Another person there agrees with you.
Thank you, somebody.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, Flying Saucer says Queensryche's Jeff is a great live singer. Queensryche is an amazing live band. They absolutely killed it. I went to see them when they were on the Justice for All tour, and of course Metallica's the headline. But they were way better, dude. They were way better. It was really neat to watch Queensryche live. Great band. Let's see. One of the best concerts I went to recently was Gregory Porter. If you have world-class talent, they'll always be fans. I don't even know who he is. You guys know who he is?
Nope. Some nobody, probably.
Well, obviously he's big.
Some talentless hack that's not famous enough because he's not good enough.
He's the guy who left that comment.
Maybe. Yeah.
People shit on me because I like pop music, but I mean, like, usually pop music is popular because it's good.
That's why they call it pop music.
Well, it used to be the category, but I mean, there's some like Bruno Mars can be fun if you watch him live. I would never buy a Bruno Mars album because it's not really very
he's
good
no
just to
Wham.
listen to. Well, yeah, well, I'm talking about the live performance. Bruno is like Justin Timberlake, for instance. I don't care much about the music, but when you see him live, those are hard workers. Those are professionals, Honto professionals, right? So,
Yep.
I like Justin Timberlake.
yeah, well, I mean, good, but I mean, I respect him. I respect Bruno too.
Yeah. You see him put the work in.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Where the dubious booster? I have no idea. Steel pen finder, pen fiddler. Jesus, what does that even mean? All right.
And Diddler.
Yeah.
He's just
porn
at
name.
work.
It's his porn name. I get it. Yeah. Joe says Seattle equals Pretoria. All right. Pete Mac also mentions that Lego City is now Chaztown. No coppers allowed. There you go. Well, Lego's also the ones that pull all the cops out of their Lego sets, so I'm not going to be buying no more Legos. And I am a person who owns a school and actually does buy Legos for the kids, but I won't be doing it now.
You see the homeless ate all their food?
No, so go ahead and tell us about it.
No, in Seattle, yeah, all their food supply was eaten by the homeless.
Oh,
So
right.
they were all
And they were
starving
begging
now.
for it. Yeah, that's true. Biden can't remember what office he's running for. Yeah, well, it's a weird state of affairs, guys.
Poor Biden.
Yeah, you do feel a little bad for him, don't you? Because if he actually wins, they're going to kill him immediately, and and whoever the vice president is going to be the actual president. They will.
I think that's kind of the plan.
I think it is. Yeah, sad. He doesn't. And he's too out of it to see, and his wife doesn't care. So there you go.
Well, and if you wanted to take over a government through a president, you might as well get a puppet in there that will do whatever you tell them.
Sure.
True.
Sure. Man, the chat has really got a lot to say today, and it has nothing to do with Cowboy Bebop. It's kind of sad.
Yeah. Well, I guess that's what happens when you keep bringing up things about.
I know. Tell John to stop it.
Political. I'm all pent up with my political views. I can't normally say anywhere else. I'm sorry.
Try harder.
Joe says, Chester, the Dems are all scared about the General Flynn's exoneration. Yeah, well, they do deflect. That is true. Eric says, JD, stay away from my Oz Kool-Aid. I get you, dude. I get you. There's so much stuff here. I saw Rick Springfield for free last year. He was really, really good. Who's Rick Springfield?
He's live?
I have no idea.
The only time I've ever heard of Rick Springfield, apparently he had a #1 hit that got knocked off the charts by Jimmy, the Mouth of the South.
Did he? Oh my, that's not good.
And then Jesse the Body Ventura went on the album saying, "Eat your heart out, Rick Springfield." That's the only time I've ever heard Rick Springfield's name.
Yeah.
Which Jimmy Hart song took it off the charts?
Springfield.
Was
I
it the
remember.
Wrestling Boot Band?
Wasn't it the
I
guy
have no
who did
idea.
the trap videos? The videos that make you clickbait videos. Yeah.
Well,
You click it. And
we have We have ourselves about 40 minutes left, and I definitely need some more coffee. John, can you? Oh my God, John, can you take over, please? It's a
Yeah,
mistake.
sure. Why not?
All right, go ahead,
Okay.
John. You're the boss now.
All right, but make sure to put it on me though, so nobody else gets to show their artwork.
No, I won't do that. It's on rotation.
Oh shit. Anyway, I'm going to discuss with you guys in great detail what I'm doing right now. I'm taking one of these images of this Cowboy Bebop ship, and I'm making a perfect render of it. And the reason I'm doing this is because you gave me the dog as subject, which is garbage. I think that you guys know it's garbage, and you were trying to sabotage me. So
Aw.
I'm going to go ahead and just subvert your expectations here by doing this. But I'm going to go around and I want to check out other people's artwork and stuff. Kinma,
What?
this is very good.
Thank you.
Shit.
Okay. Okay.
Never mind. We can't talk about Kinma stuff. It's really good. Okay, let's see. We got one Doom. Fucking that shit's good too. Okay. Shinobi. God damn it. The Howl. Shinobi. Oh, JD. Here we go. All right.
Knew
Oh
it.
my god.
What did I do wrong?
Nothing necessarily.
Yet.
Nothing wrong. I just have a question.
What's that?
I see you on the show frequently.
Yes.
As of late. Why? Why is that?
I don't have anything to do around this time, and also I'm just bored.
Good
Oh,
answer.
okay. I get that. Now I'm looking at your drawing here, and it seems to me this girl is wearing like overalls, and her pants kind of look like a bucket. And
I know it's hard to draw them. Ugh.
drawing is hard sometimes. Yeah.
No, drawing that's hard. Overalls or whatever they are. I mean,
Drawing clothes is something that a lot of people have a lot of problems with for a very long time throughout their art career. Like Kinma here she's putting on a clinic when it comes to drawing clothes and folds here. This is fantastic. Have you tried like emulating what you see in life when it comes to drawing folds and clothes?
I've tried. Sometimes I just look at comics and see how they do it sometimes.
Right,
No.
right. And which comics are these?
Mostly 90s and 80s stuff.
That's the problem.
Okay, I see. That's where it comes from.
Oops.
Okay, yeah. You're gonna want to try
When
to look
you
at
see a 9-0 on a comic, turn away. Turn away.
Yeah, you might want to go maybe look up some comics like more along the lines of like an Alex Ross comic or something like that. Just because looking at comics, which is imperfect anatomy anyway, as your basis, kind of is not a great route to go down.
Well, that's what pretty much. I don't even care. I mean, I like to draw. That's all.
That's fine.
I do like to draw as well. You and me have that in common.
Yeah, I'm like Rob Liefeld here.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
And
Rob,
he
I think he himself pronounces his name Liefeld.
Whatever. but still, I'm more of a Rob Liefeld type guy. To be honest with you, I can understand that because my art style is kind of like that.
It is, yeah. I can see that. You're saying his name now. You're saying his name deliberately incorrect.
He's trying to add some class to it. Liefeld. Yeah.
Is he French? I don't know.
I think he is now.
Yeah,
I like French Canadian Liefeld.
He's Canadian.
Yeah,
So French Canadian.
Makes sense.
Maybe.
This Bebop is fantastic. I've been trying to get this. I watch like a bunch of the drawing YouTubers, and a lot of them will go on and do the shtick of, hey, what do you want me to draw for you? And I keep putting suggestions in for Bebop and Rocksteady, and nobody ever does it. This is fantastic. I love it.
Oh, thanks.
Mhm.
Well,
So okay? Is this just you? Is this just all you with this perspective on these firearms?
Who?
I'm talking to the Howl comics.
Okay.
Oh, what's up, dude? I'm sorry.
Like, is this just you? Just on the general? Just this is you popping out perspective on firearms like this?
Yeah, I just free-handed it,
Oh, dude,
'cause-
fuck you.
Expect.
No, like no bullshit, dude. Fuck you.
That's usually what my friends say to me too.
Oi, oi.
Just fuck you.
That's just not right, man. It's awful. I know. I sit there and I'll go online and I'll try to find the gun and the correct caliber that I want, and I'll see if I can find an angle that's somewhat similar. I'll put it into Clip Studio. I'll start to freehand morph it and stuff. It just comes out like garbage every time.
right.
Oh, thanks, man.
And it's
but I'm
it's
with-
directed practice that I haven't done yet. Because you can practice all day long and just end up with a more refined pile of shit. You have to actually try to get that practice in the correct way. And every
got
time
lucky,
I
man.
start with firearms and things that are mechanical and symmetrical and stuff, I get overwhelmed with the amount of work that I still have to do, and I just stop.
It's like drawing a car.
What do I do is just what? You drawing what now? I just got bored and just drawing a giant robot suit, some kind of next gen, like it's some sort of car suit or something. I don't know.
A car suit.
Actually, yeah, a suit that turns from a car to a giant armored suit, fighting off, aliens or something. I don't know. I'm just bored.
Like a transformer.
Sort of, yeah. Probably inspired by that.
A car that turns into a mechanical suit.
Okay.
Yes.
Like, I could see how you would be inspired by Transformers.
Yeah.
Similar.
That.
Yeah.
Slightly
I think,
similar.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
That's supposed to be the Bebop.
yeah. Just add the. Yeah, the wheels are underneath the arms. They're like the servos. I mean, I had to think where the wheels would go. A quick second. So I just think maybe they turn into servos or some other.
Did you know? I learned this from watching programs with my daughter that sometimes the wheels on buses go round and round.
Wheels on the bus go
Yeah.
round and round, round and round, round
Yeah.
and round.
Dang. It's an old story. Yeesh.
Damn it.
It
Hey,
was the
Somali's
times,
in
dude.
here. What's up, dude? Inconceivable. So were you guys good while I was gone?
Nope.
Most of us were.
Good, good.
We were just discussing artwork and the merits of practice.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. That's nice. And I come
Yeah.
back to the wheels go round and round. That's nice. It's not like Booster. I come
Wholesome.
back and they're talking about some weird pedophilia or some crap. I don't know what's wrong with that
Oh,
guy.
we talked about your favorite French artist,
Oh, which one?
Rob Liefeld.
That came up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well,
JD is not 100% enthralled with me right now. I kind of used his artwork as an example when we were talking,
oh, nice.
and he got
I'm
kind of
okay.
a little bit butthurt about it. But I think he's all right overall.
I'm okay. I'm not even butthurt. I'm just pretty much halfway asleep. So
Oh, there you
you're
go,
good,
then.
man.
Now, Somley says he's a reasonably just woke up. Well, that's nice. And he's over there in the Scandinavia land. So, what time is it there, Somley? And I hear that Copenhagen has been abandoned to the coronavirus. Tell us what's going on, please. Alan, I love this piece, man, with Bebop in the background. It's very cool, dude. Yeah.
You gotta draw what you know.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
true. It's very cool. And you're going to be able to finish it too. So that's always good. He says, yep, Copenhagen has been abandoned. There we go. 6:45 in the morning, I guess. Probably.
Wow.
Yeesh.
Oh man, that's earlier than me.
Well, he is over in, he is to the east of you,
I don't know my geography.
You don't know your geography. You don't know where Scandinavia is?
Well, I know roughly where it is. I don't know time zones.
Oh, I
Come
see.
on.
I see.
He
I
doesn't
see.
know which way is east.
I guess.
Yes.
I kind of
That's
figured that.
reasonable.
Yeah. East. Yeah. Goodness gracious. Uh,
Okay, I got Chester. I got a question for you. Now I'm terrified, petrified of my daughter coming out like my wife in this particular way. My wife to this day has a hard time differentiating between her right and left hand and right and left when it comes to directions in a car.
uh-huh, uh-huh.
How do you get children to be really good at that sort of thing?
Oh, well, the first step is to not have daughters. That's step
Damn it!
one. Yeah. No, and it's a joke, but not a joke. I actually do have to teach left and right in the class all the time because I'm teaching language, right? Migi Hidari for them and right and left for us. And I do also classes on teaching directions because those are things you need, right? The people always say women are horrible with directions, and it's as if it were some kind of trope or something, but it's not. It's so rare. I mean, I've been doing this for nearly 20 years. It is so rare to find a girl or a woman who can do directions at all. And I think I figured it out. I think I figured it out. This is my take on it, right? Men, when we're thinking about directions, we are thinking about it from a bird's eye view, meaning overhead. It's just like
Yes.
it's built
Yes,
in our
that's the-
brain,
yes.
right? We just it's automatic. It's just some DNA thing. I don't know, some DNA memory. I don't know what it is. But we look at it from overhead. Women don't. They look at it from street view, and I think that's the problem, right? But as far as right and left goes, you just drill it until they get it. Yeah. Now I know Kima must have an opinion
she
on
said.
this.
Nope, I am staying quiet.
Well, I mean, what do you think about my honest opinion on it? Well, I really think it's just for some reason men see things from overhead and women don't.
I never had a problem.
You never had a problem.
Don't men like typically with directions go more by names in like technical side of it, whereas women go more by landmarks, like the tree, the house, the red building, turn
I
left.
can see that.
Yeah,
And men's
maybe.
brains more levitate towards like Elm Street, First Street, Third Street, turn left.
Maybe.
Well,
Maybe.
the thing is, my brain doesn't work like that. First Street, Third Street, Elm Street. Like it again, like Chester was saying. Like I think when we moved to our new house, I had to kind of remember how to get there from our old house, and the easiest way was for me anyway was there's a big park, and I just make whatever. I just keep going left as I'm following the park, because eventually I'm on the upper right hand side of the park from a bird's eye view. So if I just keep making lefts, it doesn't matter what cul-de-sac or crazy windy street, I'll eventually end up on the corner of the park. And that's how it worked out. And I could not explain that to her because she was having you know how they build these new housing tracks. They're confusing.
Yeah, everything's the same.
Right, and she just could not for the life of her figure out how.
Well, it also, we know it's to the north or to the west or to the south or whatever, and we know if we're driving, we just keep heading in that direction, we're going to get near our target, right?
Right.
And and of course the stupid Hollywood trope that comes up and says men never stop to ask for directions. Bullshit. Men are much more likely to ask for directions than women, because where do you usually ask for directions? It's like a gas shop or something like that. And we have no problem talking to them, with not all, but a lot of women are kind of hesitant to just go talk to a bunch of men like that.
She wouldn't even get out of the car.
Yeah, so I never understood that trope either, but it's Hollywood for you. For instance, let me do an example. Okay, everyone ready? Everyone point to the north.
I don't really know where the north is.
Okay,
Oh
well,
my
JD,
gosh.
that means you're female. It's really sad. I'm sorry for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
Excuse me?
I'm playing. But I mean, all jokes
Chester, you're a
aside, though,
monster.
Kima, in class, I do this in class with the kids to try to when I'm teaching cardinal points and things like that. And I'm telling you, the girls are never right. They're always pointing in the wrong direction. They're never right. They don't know where north is. It's the weirdest thing. Now, is that just a me thing? I don't know. But
I don't know.
it's weird. It is bizarre. But I don't know. It is one of those things. Men and women are different. We are. Some things women are better at. Some things men are better at. most things we all kind of do kind of equally, I think. But we are different. It is what it is. Um, Scandinavia is always north. That's right. Thank the Lord, I'm not in Sweden. One of the best things I can say about being in Finland. Yeah, no, that's true. You're lucky you're not living in Sweden because that country's lost. It's gone. Of course, it might corrupt you. Cancer does spread, brother. Good thing I did not get any sisters. 2 younger brothers were trouble enough. There you go. Eric says girls will never learn right from left or left from right or east from west. It can't be done. It's impossible. Wow, there's a lot of misogyny here today. Bill says,
Good Lord.
put your hot sauce on your daughter's left hand. That'll fix it. Most women are landmark oriented. Maybe. You're all sexist, says Bill. No, just observing. Uh-oh. Boys have penises. JD's has a vagina.
Okay. Please
Don't
kill
take
me.
that, JD. Don't you take it.
Too late.
Taken.
Those guys, I will terminate them. Whoever said that.
Bojangles is on your ass. You're in trouble now. That was Eric Hawkins. Said that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, Eric. Okay, Eric. The Bojangle hit man will get a hit on you.
Expect a biscuit in your bed tonight.
Yeah. Oh. God. But eventually, when I do teach those lessons, John, all the kids do get it eventually. So it's not like you can't teach it. You can teach it, but it is just easier for boys. But then again, there's other things that girls are catch a lot quicker than the boys. Like for instance, handwriting skills. Girls tend to be very quick at having good handwriting skills. Boys are very slow.
Handwriting sucks.
Other things, girls tend to have a much quicker development of vocabulary than boys do, although boys tend to have a better grasp on grammar. So I don't know.
That's true.
It is interesting. We are.
I don't want help with things she's already good at.
Well, that's true. I get you. Yeah.
I guess I would explain why my parents would always complain when I correct them. Correct their grammar.
Well, it's just things, in a classroom, when you're dealing with, boys and girls, it just is what it is. And as a teacher, you have to take these things into account when you're teaching. You have to kind of lean in on the things girls aren't good at, and you have to lean in on the things boys aren't good at, right? Because you want them to learn those things. So understanding what they are good and bad at. Of course, you get the rare individual. Like, for instance, sometimes you get a boy who's just brilliant in elementary school. It's rare.
Thank you.
Elementary schools are usually elementary school boys are usually dumb as a brick. I
Tell me
mean,
about
just ridiculous.
Usually.
The girls are way
top of my
brighter,
class.
much quicker. The boys catch up around junior high school, but in elementary school it's rare. But it's also equally rare to run into a girl who's dumb as a brick at any time. That whole dumb ditzy blonde thing, I've never seen it. Of course, there's no blondes over here.
I have.
My mom's kind of like that, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying, girls tend to be of average intelligence from the beginning, and they're much quicker than boys, right?
Yeah, good
I
point.
have yet to meet a truly dumb blonde.
No, I haven't either. But I've certainly never met any girls
I
over
thought
here.
you said that you like the clubs. What are you talking about? You never seen?
Yeah, but those girls are smart, dude. They're hunting. They're gold diggers, dude.
Tell me about it.
Yeah. We will tell you about it, JD.
Crowds at the club.
I love to see JD at a club.
Him and Booster together dancing. I have an image. John, draw it. All right. But that is the truth of it, though. Boys are much slower, and that's across the board that way. So I don't know what it is, but they do catch up, though. They do catch up. Let's see here. I'm a member of the Lee's Chicken Mafia. We fear no Bojangles. Good on you, dude. Jiminy, hey Jiminy, what's up? The Bojangles Mafia never forgives and never forgets. It's fair. It's fair. Girls talk good. Yes, they do. They're much better social conversationalists than men are. Way better.
Okay.
Yeah. Bill says, Dillard, the best way to teach your child left from right is to put hot sauce on the left hand so that she knows left from right, and that's the left hand is evil. Well, we do call it Dexter and Sinister, don't we? Which sucks for those of us who are left-handed. Yeah, thank you. Jiminy said, I was great in elementary school. Some boys are. Some boys are.
Mhm.
But let's see. Pete Mack says male and female minds are equally intelligent, but have different strengths and therefore complement each other. Yeah, no, sure, that's perfectly right. But they do develop at different speeds, and girls tend to have different type of strengths than boys in general. Boys have to work harder toward things. Girls have to work harder toward certain things. It's just the way it is. In the end, it all works out, though. Jiminy says, I net plenty of dumb girls. Okay. I met plenty of dumb girls. Well,
but how many of them were blonde?
yeah, that's true. That's true. Well,
I've netted many as well.
you have, well,
They're
maybe
easier to
it's,
catch in a net.
they are easier catching a net. Yeah. But it might be because I live in Japan. I mean, the genetic IQ here is higher than the West, right?
Oh yeah.
Sure.
I thought it was just because they had.
That's obvious now.
I thought it was because they had a stricter upbringing when it comes to education.
Environment certainly helps. I would say environment is probably the biggest element of intelligence, but genetics is also part of it. Because we can't have the conversation and do actual studies into it, we don't know how much one or the other is. I would say from my personal experience that environment is very important, extremely important, but you can't take genetics out of the equation, though.
Chester.
You know,
No, I just thought one had more to do with it than the other. I mean,
that's what I meant. Yeah, that's what I meant.
Oh.
And sure, they have a great upbringing here. They have a very strict school system, et cetera, et cetera. They have a good school system, and of course it helps. Of course it helps. But seeing it as I've lived in multiple environments, it's clear to me that genetically, the Asians are higher as well. It's a factor you can't take out of the conversation. Yes, John.
I have another question, and it has to do with what you're talking about. If let's say you want to be somebody in transportation or somebody in dispatch or something like that,
Mhm.
and you have to be familiar with maps.
Yeah.
Or for instance, even the old Thomas guide that people used to use, or even not right now Google Maps. That doesn't have. Would you say that that's an example of systemic patriarchy?
Sure. Seeing as patriarchy actually is something that organizes society, because sure. It's systemic and good patriarchy, John. It's the patriarchy I stand for. How's that?
Mm.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's just, I mean, if we break things down to the most basic generic stereotype, I mean, very clearly, men handle infrastructure and women handle the social structure. I mean, in the most basic
True.
form, right? And they're both needed. Having women build up the social structure, etiquette, the community, the very culture of our lives is ultimately necessary when
Good for
men
them.
build and make everything function. That
would-
generically, yeah.
Well, that would explain why so many women get customer service rep jobs.
Yeah, because they're really good at it. And the thing
Well,
sucks about these.
people are more responsive to the female voice too.
Oh, that's
why
right.
you always
Yeah.
hear female voices on like computers.
Yeah, it's the mother, right? We always respect.
Is that why when
the
I go
mother.
anywhere, there's always some chick behind the desk,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Well,
sure,
even
John.
they found that in like military testing.
or a homosexual man?
Yes, that's right, John.
Yep. They found that when they tested like on military pilots that when they tried to use a computer system with voices, if they used a man's voice, people would just crash into mountains because they wouldn't listen to it.
That's interesting.
And when they used a woman's voice, they instantly responded.
Yeah, it's funny you mention that because
Computers.
well, I don't understand how we've even gotten to this conversation that has come up in the modern time. Obviously, we need women. Who said we didn't? I don't get it. Women are such an important part of our culture and our lives. They're everything. I mean, men
They
do
run.
everything we do is for women. Our whole existence is about women. Well, you know what I mean? So how did we ever get to this conversation? I don't get it. Keenma, explain it to
women
us.
started it.
I am not explaining jack shit.
Thank you. There's a problem. But you know what I'm saying, though, Keenma, right?
Yeah, I do.
Kima's part of the problem.
you.
There you go. You get him. But yeah, it's a weird thing, dude. Uh, goodness gracious. Oh, I have seen the Dizzy Blonde thing a many a times, Eric says. All right, fine. I peaked in third grade, says Tolfer. Well, good for you. Beginning Deborah ever since comic book. There you go. Somebody says, not surprising.
Everybody experiences different things.
That's true. That's true. Would it be true to say Japanese people are very diligent and hardworking, overly so, to the point that some of them work themselves to death? And I'm not exaggerating. They actually had to change their
So
role.
what I've been hearing, about the issues with work ethics and having them literally working themselves to death wasn't exaggerated.
No, it wasn't. They had to change laws in Japan to stop it from happening. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the suicide train over there, no?
Well, they do have some suicide areas, sure, but I would talk more about people just working so many hours in a day, 7 days a week, that they weren't eating well. They just exhausted themselves and just died. It was a big problem back in the 90s, and there was a across the board change in government and culture to try to stop that from happening. And I think they've successfully nipped it in the bud. So. He says they also seem to have a more collective identity. That's definitely true, rather than in individualistic culture as in the West. That's 100% true. Here in Asia, they are community-based. You could even use the word sheep. Yeah, very much so. And which is why they don't understand some of the things we have. Like we've had kings and we've had tyrants and stuff throughout our history, of course, but we've always had that individualistic drive in the West. We've always had that rebellion, that revolution. And here in Asia, they just don't have that mindset. Even when you had the CCP revolution, which brought us to modern communist China, that wasn't a bunch of people coming together and we're going to individually fight. They were just once again sheep following the herd. It's just the Asian way.
That's how they do it. Hey, Chester, I got another question. Real quick.
Down.
Yeah, go ahead, John.
Okay, I got this nephew, right? And he's already almost gonna be 8 years old, and he has this thing that they kind of encouraged where he talks with he has a hard time saying words that have R's in them. He'll say like woes.
Yeah.
And they were telling him, at the table, say this, no, say it like this. And it took everything I had, dude, like in my fiber of my being to say, say, I got you now, you rascally rabbit. Just like, but the thing is, like, how do you fix that?
Oh, that's actually a problem I have to deal with all the time here. R is one of the most difficult shapes. For what I do for the Japanese, it's a little different though, but it might work for you because in the Japanese language, in its origin, is a cold weather language. Therefore, the mouth is very tight. It's very closed. They don't form sound from deep within the chest. It's formed in the upper throat, and the tongue is very simplistic. It only goes up and down. Whereas English tongue is coming originally from Egypt and places like that, and it's a very hot weather language, so it's more open and dynamic. And the English tongue, does all kind of gymnastics that they don't do. So what I do is two things. One, I explain it to them using I use like this piece of cardboard and I show what the tongue is doing and I explain how it's working, and then to the point where they get it. And then of course it takes a while for them to practice it because just understanding is not the same as doing. The other thing I do, strangely enough, is I use row your boat.
Really?
Yep. Row your boat gently downstream, merrily, 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 merrily. Life is but a dream. It's a great practice for people who have trouble with R. Yep.
And how often do you think that would take?
It takes well, some kids get it within a week. Some kids take years.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the age. If it's an older student of mine, I don't waste tons of time on getting a proper R sound because you see what happens. This is getting kind of deep, but you have this thing in your throat called a Heidel bone. It's what allows you to make sound and speak. And the Heidel bone,
I've hit a few.
Yeah, this Heidelbone, as you develop it's a very soft thing when you're young, and it kind of morphs itself to the shape of the language or the sound you're making. So if you meet someone who's speaking Indian or someone who's speaking Russian or what have you, their Heidelbone will actually be a different shape. Because of it's forming to the sounds they're making. It's the same with any group. If they're young enough, you can get in there and you can have them practice enough that the Heidelbone will take on a more dynamic shape. If they're too old, well, you're kind of screwed.
Mm.
Yeah.
How old would you say is the cutoff point? In your, educated guess.
12,
Shit. All right.
10, 12. Yeah.
What are we talking about? I missed the whole conversation.
It's all right. Have another beer. You'll be all right. And we're not talking about Cowboy Bebop at all. But
It sounds interesting.
We haven't been talking about Cowboy Bebop since the show started.
No, excuse me.
that's
I
all
spent
we have.
precisely 7 minutes. Don't give me a hard time. But yeah, it's an interesting question.
Besides, Chester,
Mhm.
we've been talking about random crap.
We have, and that's fun. JD, are you judging us, JD?
I didn't say it was a bad thing.
Do you know what? No dead air.
That's right. No dead air, baby, because this is radio. I've just been out and bounce around. I'll start showing them individually again. But there's some great pieces here today. Deck the hearts with bowers of Rari. Rah, 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 rah.
And we get to, because the
Chester,
pro
you
edition's
fiend.
back,
Why would you
isn't it?
do that?
I was reading the
Because you're a
chat.
beer guy.
Yeah.
Are you
Let
kidding?
me keep this moving along here. Let's see. Eric says, so Chester, are you saying that the rest of the world is better at cunnilingus than Asians? That is what it sounds like. Well, I don't know. Technically, seeing as their tongue only goes up and down, maybe they would be superior.
Dang.
Definitely missed an interesting conversation.
You did, brother.
So if you can speak Klingon, then you're a fucking master.
That's right. That's right. Well, there are certain
fantasy
languages that
agent
give you
supremacy.
a much more dynamic tongue. English speakers are very lucky in that way because our tongue and our Heidelbone are actually very dynamic. It's not the most dynamic, but it's so much to the point that there's very little sound that an English speaker can't produce. So we're very lucky in that way. Gently down the stream, there's a waterfall coming. Row, row, row your boat. Now I'm thinking of Star Trek V. Uh-oh. Favorite episode of Cowboy Bebop. Oh, it's definitely the Peppers episode for sure. No, it's not.
I don't know. The Aliens one with Spike's awesome.
That is good.
When he's in the vent, yeah.
I don't know which.
I like the one where they go and they get that bounty. That's a good one.
Oh, God.
To be fair, the church scene's amazing.
Yeah.
I like the one where they go where he's, I don't know which episode it is, but where he goes in and he's actually having like a confrontation meeting with the syndicate in that big, huge room.
Oh, yeah.
The last episode, yeah.
God, it's been such a long time. I need to rewatch it.
Was it like
I think
when
so.
he kills Vicious?
No.
Oh,
I don't think it
never
was
mind.
last. I think it was more toward the middle, actually. Let me see
Okay.
here. Good question,
Was
though,
it?
Amaran.
Somebody may have said it already, but I do like the one where they get the. Where
I
do like
said
the
that
one-
already.
I said someone may have said it already.
Mine favorite was the one with the living food that pretty much mutated and became sentient.
I said
That's
that
the
one already
one.
too.
Yeah, the alien one.
The alien one, yeah.
It wasn't an alien. It was a piece
No,
of
it was
food
a
that-
homage to the movie Alien.
Yeah.
I like the one that has the dog in it.
He left the food in there too long. That's what happened.
Right, that's right. Yeah. Let's see. Steel Pen Fiddler. Whew, what a name. Speaking of which, go and see Dead Air by Fuzzy Creature. PN Wind Tunes. All right, thank you. I think it's supposed to be Web Tunes. But Joe says, cunning linguist. That's what I like. Yeah. Amron says, the frog says, you are on the stairway to heaven. You know that, right? Spike looks up and sees an endless staircase and continues to ascend. Oh, yeah, there you go. Yeah. Toys in the Attic. Oh, there, Amron. That's his favorite. The last episode's one of the best. It has a great finale. I would say one of the funniest episodes in the is the living fridge entity. Yeah, that's what we're talking about. Faye's origin was a tearjerker. Yeah, it was.
Mhm.
To be fair, the very first episode was pretty freaking awesome.
Yes.
Is that the one that got you hooked?
I guess so. Yeah, I suppose that's true, and they did their job, John. But that's a really cool episode, man. It's action packed. It jumps on you right from the beginning, and yeah, it was really good.
We'll just say
And
that
also
all
the
of the
gas one was
episodes are amazing.
You like
I
getting
mean,
jumped on, and you like cunning linguals, huh?
That's right. That's right. That's right.
The
There
one
was a
about the
really
gas player. Oh, Mark, a kid.
there was a good episode. It might have been the last or the second to last, maybe the second to last, where Spike's trying to make his decision, right? And he's sitting there on the bridge or some walkway, sitting having a conversation with Jet, and Jet kind of tries to help him by giving him an example of how he lost his arm.
Yeah.
Was that the second to last? Maybe second to last episode.
Oh,
Maybe.
man,
How about a second to last?
So I'm looking at JD's art, and he got his arm replaced with a penis.
It did. It did. It did. Yeah, it was a very good episode.
But Spike got a replacement for his eye.
He did. That's right. Yeah.
Well, that's why his eyes were two different colors.
hmm
He had an accident and one of them got gouged out or something.
Amron says the mushroom overdosing episode was hilarious.
With a
That
dog
was good
jumping. It was
Right,
so
right,
good.
right.
Oh,
Gateway
it's
Shuffle is
back
pretty
to
good
my
too.
life.
And Faye thought she was swimming.
Right, right. Pierre LeFou was the freakiest episode and most brutally painful for Spike. True. Mushroom Samba, is that what it was called? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a great show. Great show. And if you haven't seen it, go watch it. I'm going to go watch it again. Yeah, maybe this time
Yeah.
I'll watch it with my wife because she doesn't care for that anime stuff or that childish stuff. But then again, she thinks my YouTube
It's not
stuff is
childish
cute.
at all.
Well, I know she thinks it is though, but she thinks this YouTube thing I do
maybe
is
by
cute.
Japanese standards, it is.
What about your students? Do your students ever watch your YouTube?
They might. They know that it exists, and some of them might give it a shot. But this is pretty high level English for most of the younger ones. And of course,
What age do you teach?
I teach from kindergarten to death.
To death.
Yeah,
They die at first grade.
Yeah.
tell me about
But
it.
mainly, of course, I teach elementary, junior high, and high school. But I do have adult stuff. I'm kind of the official English teacher for the city. So I do like these, kind of like not town hall, like I don't know, a community center type of classes you can go take.
Yeah.
Like you go take
Did
your
you
karate
speak
class.
Japanese before you went to Japan?
Oh yeah, sure, of course. Yeah.
I really want to learn Japanese, but it's quite I don't know. Languages is hard for me.
Well, speaking,
I understand it when I hear it, but I can't. You know what I mean? Speak it.
hmm
Well, do you speak French?
I did learn French and German at school,
Okay.
but
Well, then
I thought they were both boring languages.
well, they are. But speaking Japanese is about as hard. So pretty easy.
Yeah, all right. I just need to find the right thing to learn it on then.
Yeah. Now, learning to read and write Japanese is an absolute bear.
Oh, they have like three alphabets, don't you?
They do, and knowing when to use them, and it's a real pain in the ass. Whereas we only have 26 letters to deal with, they're dealing with what 90 plus, right? And that's not even counting kanji, and there are thousands of those. So it sucks.
Yeah,
It sucks
yeah.
a lot. And even myself, I can barely read a newspaper, barely. Right?
Oh, really?
Yeah. So.
All right. I'll learn to speak it, not read it.
That
seems
would be
like
my
the right
suggestion.
idea.
It's not a hard language to speak, though. The problem
course, no.
is not with the vocabulary and grammar. It's very similar to French in that way. But the problem with Japanese is the intonation or the lack of it. The subtlety of intonation is very difficult to get, especially English speakers. We over enunciate everything, right? It's kind of hard. You have to learn to pull back. So.
No.
Yeah, it took me a long time to realize that in that show Frasier that he wasn't speaking with like a British accent. It was just correct English.
Yeah, no, he was very
Yeah.
precise.
Definitely not English. You say
Like,
English,
Vincent
British,
Price.
whatever. That's weird being called
That's
British.
like Queen's English now.
What?
That's the East Coast
English.
thing, right?
You
The way
speak
talk?
American. I speak English.
Yes, and
What?
American is far superior. That's true.
I
Mm.
don't know about that.
There's some debate.
Some of the words you make for things are a bit weird.
Well,
Like, yeah, as you say aluminium, and the way you say it makes no sense.
aluminium.
Yeah, well, that's how you're supposed to say it.
Well, or you want me to say aluminum? I see.
Yeah, which makes no freaking sense.
That's true.
With the
There
spelling.
are some broken grammatic rules in America. That's true. But
Well, yeah, it was created differently because of the separation of the colonies and the homeland.
it wasn't created at all, JD. It just happened naturally.
That's what I meant.
Is it?
That's what he meant.
That's what he meant. But no, the reason why the world tends to lean toward American English over British English is two things. The American English is much more flat in its intonation, therefore easier, and also
All right.
American English is we have our slangs, we have our dialects, but they're far less frequent. And I mean, can you even count how many dialects you have in Britain?
I guess not.
Yeah.
I don't understand half the fuckers.
That's right. It's the problem, right? But that's why it tends, because American English is easier. That's why.
Movies.
Plus, it's what you hear,
Well,
I suppose, on
movies too.
most TV
Yeah.
movies. Yeah, it's true.
Movies too. Yeah, but I mean, it makes sense because if you listen to British people when they sing, what do they sound like? They sound like an American. And that's not intentional.
Yeah, that's what I always get told.
Yeah.
Always
Well, it's
get told
because
that.
you guys, when you're singing straight melody. All that
Yeah.
dialect has been cut out of it, and that's why the American English, standard American English, is just much easier because it's more natural. Yeah.
I
And,
suppose like, unless you hear the typical London vocalists, they sound very English, very London. I don't know if you like London ska or London like rap, for instance. It's very,
Mhm.
very English.
Well,
And
those
it's
are
weird when you hear it because it's like, oh wow, I never hear people sing with an accent.
No, you don't.
It always
Not very
stands out.
often, unless it's like country, I suppose.
Hmm.
I don't know who
And,
listens
Cockney?
to country.
oh, country's
Cockney,
good.
yeah,
I love
that
country.
London.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't like country.
No, there's some
No,
amazing
no.
musicians up in country, dude.
I know, I respect it all, but it's just sort of something I would listen to. Not at all.
I
I
see.
feel the same way.
Let's see. Bill says also because American language is boss and the rest of the world idolizes us. UK sucks. All right, thank you.
I don't think that's true at
No,
all.
no.
Not even close.
Yeah. Aside from all the easier points that I made, the person in here who said movie and TV is 100% on point. Yeah, Hollywood
Yeah.
has spread it. Yeah, for sure. Anyway, it's time to be finished. Let's.
I can't fucking think.
That's all right. You're done anyway.
No,
Let's.
I'm not.
Oh, you're not. All right. Well, fine.
No, I'm not. I just lost track of what I was doing.
All right. So let's go ahead and shut it down. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Put down your pencils. Put down your erasers, and let's take a look. Now, no one is here to create the straw poll, which means I need to go do that. Or can John? Do you know how to do that?
Nope.
Anybody here know how to do that?
Nope.
Straw poll, don't you? And create it.
Yeah,
I'm sure
that's
I'd
right.
look at
I'll
that.
do it. I'll do it.
What is
so-
computer?
On this show.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Alexa, create a straw poll.
It might actually be a feature. I don't know. All right, let's see here.
What should I name the list?
She's doing it.
Right?
Alexa, stop.
No.
It's amazing. That's so good.
Oh God, here. All right, let's take a look here. So let's have take a look at Alan's piece, and let's see. I got to put up. So tell us a little bit about your piece, dude.
Well, I went with
That's awesome.
suggestion of Faye Dunaway, and I wish I knew her character more. I would have added a little bit more, but then I just couldn't get Bebop wearing a cowboy hat out of my mind. So
No, it's cool. It's very cool, dude. It absolutely. And actually, Faye is right on point, man. It looks great, and in your style too.
I'm
So
gonna watch the show now.
you should. It's a fun show. But cool. So if you guys like what Alan has done here, definitely vote for him in the straw poll under Howl and Bebop. So all right. Over here we have Shinobi Raccoon. He's got a very, very sad little wizard dress. I don't know what that has to do with Cowboy Bebop, but tell us about it.
Okay, well, not much, but for one thing, Ed does. Well, there is an episode where Ed does wear kind of a dress. It's nothing like this. So I just put her in one of my original characters' outfits. And
Okay.
she's wondering,
What?
Yeah, say that again.
English, motherfucker.
I put her in one of my original characters' outfits.
He's got a cloth shaving on.
Well, that's stupid. Why'd you do that?
Okay. Thanks, John. Thanks. Berate our guest. Thank you. I love it. I think it's beautiful. And if you guys like it as well, definitely vote for him in straw poll. Shinobi Raccoon. Of course, we have ourselves One Doom Rabbit, and he did the villain, which is nice. So tell us, what do you think about it?
Well, me, I it's all right. I wish I'd done it traditionally, to be honest. But
Like
my
the
tab,
lines
because I don't
on
have a.
the speed lines. Is he cutting his own arm off?
Well,
That's what it looks like.
No, I think it looks like he's about to swipe it around.
I didn't finish it.
Or
All right.
chop off his big
It
toe?
looks, it looks cool.
Maybe he is. Maybe he is.
It looks cool
Oh,
so far, but it does look like he's about to cut himself.
Oh, he's emo.
Well, yeah. He's a dick. Why not?
I mean, he is insane. I mean,
How does he look
I
like
look at
he's
his
about to
haircut.
cut
You know
himself?
he
I don't
cuts
see where you
himself.
guys get that at all.
Trench coat.
No, well, but
the position of his blade where his arm
runs around with a raven on his neck. Come
yeah,
on.
I did
You
have
do
that. I
the
didn't
so emo
finish it.
goth that hurts.
Hang on. Where is it?
Ooh.
I just didn't finish it. Like I say, I just didn't get around to it.
Is that a raven?
No, well, you kind of. It's his bird that he has with him.
I know who's getting my vote.
Well, there you go. Sweet. And I do see in the background there. It is pretty cool. I think it's a cool looking piece, actually. I wish you could have finished it, but it's nice. And
It's
next
weird
time,
without doing any color.
sure, and drink more beer. That seems to help.
well, look at all that shit he's done with
I didn't
But
drink
it-
enough tonight. I need more.
Right? But One Doom Rabbit is in the straw poll, so if you like what he's doing, definitely vote for him. Come over here to Keenma and her absolutely awesome Faye Valentine love, and that Kiwi is pleased. Happy
Yeah.
even.
I thought I'd make up for the werewolf and the kiwi from last time.
True,
So.
true.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
That's
that's really-
awesome. I like that.
super
That's really
good.
cool.
It is great. Yeah, it's right on point. And I have to change your name in the poll now.
Uh-oh.
It's done. But I think it's gorgeous. It's right on point. The model, it's on model for damn sure. It's a great looking piece. I've never seen a happier Kiwi in my life. So if you guys like it, definitely get over there and vote for it in a straw poll when I drop it down. All right, thank you, Kima. Moving down here, we got JD and his absolutely disturbing March to the Wizard.
No, it's actually a cosplay, family, kind of thing. With a bodyguard.
You cannot lie to me, JD. I am looking at a transgendered cowardly lion if I've ever seen one.
Which one?
I'll let you figure that out. Anyway, JD, tell us about your piece here, dude. Actually, it's a very clever idea. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay, this is Jake McGuire. He's supposed to be Spike, and he dresses up like an armored suit guy kind of guy. He wears a suit like this, but in blue and silver. And this is Alexis's wife, aka the one who runs the company and runs the budget and everything. I mean, considering Jake's autistic. And there's Chloe over here. She's pretty much dressed like Ed. And there's even, the there's the baby CJ.
And that's supposed to be
And
nice.
there's the bodyguard Bato, kind of a reference on Bato from Ghost in the Shell, but he kind of is kind of annoyed that he's the bodyguard / security guy.
Uh,
Okay.
uh,
Even to the
and
point where he wants death.
and are you going to explain why one of the cybernetic attachments is a P9?
No, it's not Peanut. It's actually a bunch of stocks. No.
Oh,
Oh,
he put
no.
texture on it and everything.
Yeah,
Oh.
no, I
Yeah,
wasn't
it's-
talking about that one anyway. I was talking about the other one.
Well, the bodyguard is actually he's wearing tinfoil.
All right, well, there you go. That's how you
Come on.
cosplay, baby. All right. Well, it is a cool idea doing your own characters cosplaying as them. That's actually clever. But if you guys like what JD has done, definitely get over there and vote for him in the straw poll. He's on it. Then we have ourselves the gentleman known as Alrodimus Flash. Sir, tell us about your pieces.
I've been called a gentleman, but never a gentleman.
Ooh.
We got Jet Black with his little corgi.
Well, that iron's awesome.
Yeah, it is
Oh, okay. So the cybernetic arm kind of like mimics actual anatomy.
good. Oh,
yeah, it
yeah.
mimics. In
Oh,
some
that's-
cases, it
and
mimics
the
a penis,
cables-
I guess.
And the
Yeah.
cables look like veins. And now I see why he put the penis on there. Okay.
Yeah, now you get it. Yeah, now you get it. Yeah.
I mean, I saw JD's and I was like, man, I've gone too far. I can't go back and stick this horrible
It's
arm I
like he-
drew.
It's like he stole Tetsuo's powers and just made an arm for himself.
That's right. That's what he did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically. Though you got a Faye Valentine
Nice. Very nice.
climbing a ladder.
That
Cool.
pipe that's hanging down, is that supposed to be some kind of phallic suggestion, sir?
Which pipe? The love pipe or the
The
pipe
long
from
one,
the
yes. The
engine?
long one. The long one, yes.
The love pipe. That's what that's called in technical terms. That's
No,
what
no, no.
mechanics call that.
The bent one is the one that Chester looks familiar
The
to.
bent one is called a Chester. The straight one is called a love pipe.
All right, there you go.
That's what I learned in diesel mechanics school.
All right.
And then we've got a close up of Spike.
Yes. Well, that looks a lot to me like David Hasselhoff cosplaying as Spike, which is awesome in and of
It
itself,
actually
I have to
does.
say. Yeah.
And I like how he has the blood running down his face where his eye got gouged.
Sure.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
very cool, dude. And it's also always interesting in that show where Spike, of course, he likes to smoke, but he's never got a straight cigarette ever. He's so poor,
No,
he can't
once,
even.
no.
Right?
Does he smoke like non-filters?
Well, I think it's part of the thing where they just don't have money. I think that's kind of the
He's so
The
broke.
visual.
He has
Always broke.
cigarettes.
Or if
It's
you buy
always that
like
cigarette that was in his
cigarettes
pocket.
in the goddamn soft packs, oh my god, they always come out looking like that.
Yeah, no. Why would
Yeah.
you buy cigarettes in softpack? I didn't even know why they
Because-
exist.
Because
I
you
go
can
and I
flick
say-
them from the bottom and they pop out. They're
I
all
say, look at here, my good man. Can I get a pack of Newport 100s? They say we got soft packs. Is that okay? I say, fuck me.
Newport 100s. Well, you're definitely ethnic. All right.
Oh, you didn't know?
I didn't know. But anyway, those are very cool Aeronymous, as usual. So if you guys like what he's doing, please get over there and vote for him in the straw poll. He certainly deserves it. And last but certainly not least, we have Mr. John Dillard, who is absolutely not ethnic. He's a German. So tell us, what have you done here? What were you trying to do here?
I failed completely. Don't put me on the straw poll. I was trying to do a little scene here. They're landed in like some desert planet, like a Tatooine or something, and they're taking a little break. She's letting the dog run out there, that type deal. I have her over here waiting for the dog, and
Oh, okay, I see it.
the
Yeah,
dog
no,
kind
it's-
of running around.
I think it's cool.
Yeah,
You
it's so
just
cool.
too
Yeah,
much
that's
in
good.
2 hours.
But that's all I got done there.
You should
So, yeah,
finish
just,
it though, dude, because I think that would look really cool.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
actually one you should post. I think Cowboy Bebop fans would enjoy that actually.
Yeah.
I might
Yeah.
do that then.
Yeah.
For
Now,
the
seriously.
fans.
No, seriously. I mean that because everything here is like an homage or what have you, which is all cool. People would like that too. But this is actually it's like Cowboy Bebop, right? It's cool. I like it. But if you guys like it, he is in the straw poll, and you can vote for him. So let me go through them real quick again. We get the Howl Comics here. We have Shinobi Raccoon. We have One Doomed Rabbit. We have Keenma, which freaking stellar Keenma. We have JD and his P9, addictions. We have Elrodimus Flash and his David Hasselhoff, and we have John Dillard's Tatooine. So awesome. All right, guys, let me get this thing. Let me go ahead and create this poll, which I finished writing in. Then I guess I have to. Do I have to vote on
Yeah,
it
people
first?
drawing along.
Of course, I hope so. We mentioned in the beginning. If you got any other drawing you guys done, just make sure, as usual, go over to Twitter and put it on DNQFE, hashtag DNQFE. Now let's
I'll
see.
be right back.
Now, here's the question, though. Do I give the link to the poll before I vote on it? Probably. Let's do that. Let me do that. So I'll take it like this. I will copy that. And then I will come over to here. Oh, where is it? All right. And I'll do this. Well, I don't have to usually do it. Not my thing. So tell me, is that work, guys? Is that
Let's have a look.
It's there, so
Straw poll. Yeah, it looks good.
Okay, good.
I'm
all right,
tired.
great.
I'm not that tired.
I don't know. I just try to be humorous. Well, I don't know how I not vote for the P9 extravaganza that is JD. It's hard not to do that. But I for me there's a clear winner very easily. So there you go. You got my vote. All right, good. And I will give that a moment, and I will try to come over here and take a look at the straw poll if I can find not straw poll, the draw along. So that's on Twitter, right? Yeah, it's on Twitter. And then I'm supposed to go to hashtag DNQFE, see if I can find that. Let's see. Hashtag DNQFE. All right, sweet. All right. And then I go to latest, right? I do. All right. And then I bring this over here like that, and I do like that. Ah, perfect. All right, cool. I figured it out all on my own. So let me come down here and find. Ooh, there's quite a few of them actually. Damn, look at them all. Very nice. Okay, so there's the link from Adrian. Very cool. Thank you very much, Adrian. That's nice of you, dude. And let's come up here. So the first one we have. Can you? Do you guys want me to? I'll just look at it on the YouTube side. The first one we have is from Jason Gonzalez, and he is making a comic. He doesn't have his page count today, but he's probably close. He was nearly finished last time, and that's a nice spike, guys. Look at that.
Oh, that's nice.
It is nice. Yeah, that's right on model, dude. That's great. Beautiful. Very nice piece, dude. Very nice. All right, let's continue up here. And, ooh, look at this one. Armoron. Killing it, dude. That is a nice fade. Look at that, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I love her elf shoes. That's really good, man. That's great, Armoron. That looks wonderful. All right, so we got that one. Let's move up here. Oh, we got Blue Moon Cartoons. We need to get this guy on the show, man. He's really got a great style. He says, I don't know anything about this show, but this guy seems to smoke in every picture I've seen. He does. And he's got a lot of cigarettes in your picture. The dog is pissing on his foot, and he's got cigarettes everywhere, even in his gun hand. Damn.
Oh, those goddamn
He has my
dogs.
turtle rabbit fix.
Yeah, well, no, Turtle Rabbit
Right.
Fox is another.
I'm back, Chester. I'm back, and I voted for JD because you know why? Because when you left and you left me alone here, he was the only person that would talk to me.
Oh, really? It's sad.
I don't know what's going on with all the other people.
Oh, well, that's good. I'm glad you made your vote. But no, Turtle Rabbit Fox is another great stylistic artist. I'd love to get him on the show too. I'd love to have Blue Moon Cartoon on the show. Because everyone here's got their style, of course, and there's some great artists we've had on the show. But those stylistic guys, those guys that fit into that niche, kind of like Alan here from the Howl Comics. It's different. It's interesting, Great job though. Beautiful stuff. Let's come up here. We got from Claudio has done a piece. Everyone give your proper reverence, please.
Ooh.
Now, oh, he showed the nips. Now he wins. Claudio wins. It's over. It's done.
Yep.
He says, I don't know much about hashtag Cowboy Bebop, but I know there are boobies. There are. Yeah. And seriously, I mean, we talk about a lot of things over here. We do all kind of kooky things, just having some fun. But if you haven't seen Cowboy Bebop, go check it out. It's actually a lot of fun. It's a great show, great story, good writing, right? And it translates very well between the Japanese culture into the Western culture. It does. But it's a great piece. Claudio's getting better. You guys notice that?
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's finding new and inventive ways to hide the feet every week.
He is. I don't blame him, dude. Don't blame him. Hey, I mean, come on. Mr. A certain man by the name of Mr. Liefeld did the same thing all the time, didn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody ever gives him shit about it.
Never, ever.
Never.
John Malin too. Never.
His characters also only had that one expression of looking constipated.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of Liefeld, but the dude did quite a bit for comics, and he is an important figure. So I'm just kind
Oh,
of
come
busting
on,
on him.
Rob Liefeld, as he's properly named, Liefeld. He is the first person to do accurate anatomy on a human in comics,
What?
and he's definitely a pioneer. When you look at, he's the first person to draw humans with up to 2,000 teeth in their mouth.
That's true. That is true. Yeah, that is fair enough. Fair enough. Right. Adrian's got a really cool piece here. This is interesting. I've actually seen Gary Shipman do very similar style with the background here. But it's very nice, Adrian. He says Spike Spiegel for Drawn and Quarter Ultimate Edition Fan Edition. Well, thank you. And he's hashtagged and added lots of peoples. So awesome. But very nice.
I think this drawing is a metaphor.
Is it? For what? JD's penile?
I think that was JD's picture itself.
Oh, I see.
Because Adrian is constantly not picking a side. He drew him on the fence.
He did. I see that now. But the hair is perfect, dude. It's very nice. Let's move up here. Now we have JCM. Oh, look at I remember this character. The Mad Perot from Cowboy Bebop. My drawing along entry for tonight's Drawn and Quarter Ultimate Edition. Yeah, I remember that character. That is really cool, dude. Very neat. This was like when they went to like the casino or something, right?
I don't know. Jesus Christ! It's like you don't say anything because you assume the noise is gonna stop, like any minute now.
Well, El Rodimus? Yeah,
It just keeps going.
he's always playing with
That
his
wasn't
tape.
me.
It wasn't?
No,
All right.
mine sounds like a campfire.
Son
That's
of a
true.
bitch!
That's true. It is true. It is true. It is true.
That's the instant
Oh,
recording
this is
band
my
instead of
life.
band.
That's a really good piece, though, JCM. Thank you very much. Another person I'd love to have come on the show, and all of you guys are welcome. You all know that, right? Let me see here. So we have Tolfer needs an editor. Okay. Hey, he's got the Spike ship in the back. He's got Ein there, and of course he's got Faye getting ready to kill some person. Very nice. Faye Valentine, I got into hashtag Kobe Bebop for the music too.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
I heard on Spike.
yeah. Well, the music is great, man. All right, sweet. And then last but not least, we have another from Adrian. I guess I should probably refresh here. Let me refresh. Oh, don't know. Shut up. All right, and this is another one from Adrian. Oh, that's interesting. He's got, is this Big Shot Bounty Hunters? This isn't Faye. This is a different character, huh?
Well, it is. It's a different character.
I
She's
know.
actually on the TV show that gives out the bounties and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I don't recognize her at all. Goodness
The
gracious.
blonde cowgirl. They didn't do it like
Yeah,
it's like really early and really late in the season.
Huh. Well, it looks
Yeah,
great.
it's like a America's Most Wanted in space, where they just announce the highest bounty.
Oh, for
Yeah,
God's
Who
sake!
the hell is that? Goodness gracious. El Rodimus, be good.
That wasn't me.
It's not me.
All right. But thank you very much for drawing along. It's always awesome to see the cool stuff you guys do. And keep in mind, all of you are welcome to come over here and be on the show. You really are. All you got to do is hit me up on Twitter or any of these guys, really, and they'll put you over in the Discord and you just start chatting and people get you involved. It's not hard. And we'd love to see what you guys have here live and have a chat with you, you know. But anyway, I'm going to go over and I'm going to check out the poll here and see who our winner is, I guess. Yeah. So, wow. Well, it's the person I voted for. Very nice. All right, cool. I win again, John. How did that? Why is?
Chester, you always win. I don't know how you do it.
I know. It's a gift.
Fix.
It's maybe a fix, yeah, sure. We got 23 votes in here. There are 32 people watching, so we'd love to see a little bit more. I'll call it at 25. How about that? So get in here and vote, please. There's 24. It's real simple. Doesn't cost you anything. You don't have to download anything. Just make your vote, and we'll be done here. And one more vote, and I'll finish it. But we did have some really cool pieces today, so thank you guys for coming in and doing Cowboy Bebop. I'm a bit surprised that so many people don't know Cowboy Bebop, though. I thought it was kind of universal.
So did I. It's like not knowing what Dragon Ball is.
Yeah, it's weird.
Dragon what?
Oh my god. All right.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just playing.
Dragon Dills.
I don't understand how John Dillard doesn't have a vote. Someone get in there and vote for John.
Damn it.
Did he take his out?
I guess maybe he did. Come on, one more vote, guys.
I can't even vote for myself because I voted for JD.
Oh no. Oh goodness. So what is it we're doing next week? Anybody know?
No idea.
Let's
There,
do something
someone put a
that's
vote in for you.
not anime.
Okay. What do you suggest, John?
We're doing a erotic Spock.
I think
Erotic.
Greek mythology would
Or
be
maybe,
awesome.
or maybe 80s sci-fi movie madness kind of thing.
We can do Florida Man.
Erotic
Florida
Spock.
Man. We could do Florida Man.
Lost us lots.
What did you say, Rabbit?
I was on about Greek mythology. You know, like Clash of the
Yeah.
Titans.
Ooh, that would be really cool, dude. Yeah. Yeah. What
Release
if I
the
pick?
Kraken.
I could pick something extremely obscure.
Go on, do it.
I will do it. I'm doing it. Doing it. All right, guys. We'll figure out. Of course, Pixel and Booster are in charge of what we draw anyway. So we'll have to beg them for their ear, I suppose. But nevertheless, I'm going to call it right here, and we're going to get into it. So thank you all very much for voting and coming on and being part of it. This is a lot of fun, and the art is freaking awesome. So let's start ourselves down here at the bottom because things have changed. They have changed, and I don't know why this is true, but the bottom we have is, of course, fifth position technically. Are two people, each with one vote, and one of them is a one doomed rabbit is very tired. And the other is he left us. I don't know why, but Shinobi Raccoon, which he had a really cool piece. They're both great, so I don't know how that happened, but I love it. But
No one likes fishes.
no one's likes vicious. There you go. All right. Well, claps anyway for Rabbit and Shinobi. Very nice. Very nice.
Very
All right.
Surprising development.
Surprising development, yes. And we have in the fourth place, or first runner-ups, I guess, we have with 2 votes each, we have John Dillard, and we have
Oh,
Jay.
shit.
Right, yeah, and we have JD does the Wizard of Oz. Very nice. Claps, claps. Very nice. Claps. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Wow, we're in the same league, John.
I'm not clapping for JD, and I'm certainly not clapping for myself.
That's true. Yeah, fair enough. Then coming up into third place with the copper medal, we have the Hull Comics. Very beautiful stuff. Oh, he's showing a little bit of the comic he's working on, which we'll talk about here in a moment. But definitely claps for Hull. That's a very cool piece. And Bebop from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Very cool. All right. Very nice.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, you're welcome. And then with the silver medal in second place, we have Elrodimus is awesome with 5 votes, sir. So good on you. Good on you.
Awesome is spelled as an E-L, by the way. It's Elsome.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll fix that later. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much, Elrodimus. Claps for Elrodimus. Claps now. Claps.
Yay!
Yay, yay, yay. But today's clear
Elrodimus,
winner.
You're number 1.
He's always number 2. Yeah. That's worse though.
Speaking of number 2,
Yes.
when is this show over?
I know, right? But first place, 12 votes, gold medal going to the Pro Edition if it exists, with clearly the best piece of the day. I mean, honestly, we have Kinma. So very nice. And she is a
thanks.
Kiwi lover, just so you know. Very nice. Claps for
Being
Kinma.
nice, damn it.
Yeah.
Yay, Kingma.
Yay.
Hey, Kima.
Anybody want my spot?
Why? You don't want to go?
Nope.
Oh, poor Mike. But I don't even know if they're doing it, to be honest with you. I don't know. Did Mike do one yesterday?
He did,
Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did.
And
I
who
won
did
the
he-
pros pick.
And what did he? Who did he have
I
on?
was on there. I was there, but they literally sent me a message, like, I don't know, after the show started.
Yeah, they were a bit shit when they.
Like,
It's
I woke
'cause-
up, it woke me up, and I was like, I showed up, I was just like half asleep most of the time.
Hmm.
I mean, it's because Edwin's not doing it anymore, isn't he?
Mhm.
It's just, Mike doesn't have a fucking clue what he's doing.
Yeah,
The
maybe.
law is gone.
So why is Edwin not doing it simply because he's got work, or is they having some kind of spat?
Yeah, he's busy.
He just busy.
No, he's just busy.
Okay, cool.
Real life
Uh,
stuff.
Okay, that makes sense. Well, I don't know. I'll have to figure out what's going on. But nevertheless, whether Kima wants to go or not, that is an absolutely beautiful piece, though. It is really nice.
Thank you.
All right. So let's go through here and let everybody give their closing comments, and I will come to Kima last, and she will namaste us out of here. So we'll start with Alan. Go ahead, Alan.
Hey, I'm at Twitter and Instagram at the How Comics, and you can check out the Lost Pages. It's on Indiegogo right now. It's doing pretty good. It's already funded. It's about to hit 13,000, so it's doing pretty good. And I'm on one of the artists. It's one of the pages.
Very nice. And there are a whole bunch of artists involved in that. How many people are actually involved in that project?
About five or six artists,
That's cool,
including
dude.
Simon Bisley, who did the cover.
Awesome. And of course, Mortal V is putting up all the links if you guys want to check it out because it looks really
Mortal,
good.
so awesome.
Yeah, he is awesome, dude. So all right. Well, thank you very much, Alan. Hopefully the project does well, for sure.
Yeah, it's doing well already, so we're on track.
Yeah. Now, have you guys come and spoken to us here on Fanspeak directly about it?
No, you would have to talk to Phil from the Zaid Comic guys.
So not Larry.
No, it's
No, that's
no,
Rebel
no.
Comics. That's a different guy. But
No, Phil
Zaid are
and,
the two
Brandon.
brothers, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Well, tell
Yeah,
them
the
to contact
Magic
me.
Cup guys.
Yeah, Magic Cup. I
Yeah,
had him
I'll
on
let
here
them know.
before. Yeah, tell him to get in touch with me. We'd love to talk to him about the project. All right, so, sweet. Well, thank you very much, Alan. We also have One Doom Rabbit. He is, by right of birth, unfortunately born British, but we still love him.
Come on, he's from Sherwood Forest.
He is. He gets bonus points. You're right. You're right.
If only you knew,
I gotta
Sherwood
cut in here
Forest
for a
is.
second. I gotta go to the door. I got cops there.
What?
I got cops at my door. I gotta go.
Cops
I
at
was
your door?
Yeah.
Shit.
Why?
Because I swatted her. That's what.
Oh, you bastard.
Oh, God.
Well, go ahead, Kima. Go deal with it.
I think she's gone.
Yeah, no, we'll stay on the line, though, and see, because,
That's crazy.
yeah, I don't think that anyone's spotting her. It's probably, it's never good when the cops come to your door, though. But anyway, Rabbit, so talk to the peoples.
You can find me at One Doom Rabbit on stuff. Twitter and Instagram. I've just started an art station, so I'll.
Oh,
but-
neat. So,
I've
what
been
is the
to-
name of your band? I'm curious.
Which one?
Oh, the one you like. The one you like
My
best.
main band.
Yeah.
My main band's called AFK,
Oh, okay.
which is basically just to fuck off, away from keyboard. You know what? Like my solo project's called Crying Corvid,
Oh God. All right.
not COVID. Corvid.
Corvid. Yeah, the crow
Yeah,
or
no.
the raven, right? The grackle.
They're all very different music. I'm also in a band I play bass for called the Nightmare Arcade,
Oh, interesting.
just like
Yeah.
some kind of goth cyberpunk kind of thing.
Yeah, bass players and drummers get kind of pulled all over the place. It's just kind of the
Well,
way it
yeah,
is,
that's
yeah.
the thing. Well, when I went to college the first time, I was a guitarist, and there were so many guitarists. I was like, fuck you all. I'll play bass. Why not? It can't be that hard. And it wasn't.
No. Yeah. Well, no, seriously, because everyone wants to play guitar, and there's just too
It's
many
true,
of them.
yeah.
But bass players and drummers. So if you want to be a musician, go out there and learn to play the
Yeah.
bass or the drum, and you'll find a spot.
Drums. There's never enough drummers.
Never.
Not good drummers, anyway.
Yeah. It's true. Let's see. I just started a band called Ask Masks. Sweet, Bill. Sweet.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much, Rabbit. And let's move down here to JD. JD, what's going on your side of the apocalypse?
Well, anyway, I'm on Twitter, at JD Comic Otaku, and I'm going to start, commissions soon.
Sweet.
Ooh.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you guys like erotica, JD's on it. So sweet. All right, JD. Well, thank you for coming in. And we also, of course, have Elrodimus Flash.
Oh, you can find me on the Insta at elrod.elrod, Twitter, Elrod Deluxe. And as of yesterday, I mailed out my last commission. So if anybody wants anything drawn, give me a ring.
There you go. All right, cool. And of course, Moral V is dropping all this stuff. Then we, of course, have John Dillard, and he's actually is working on that. Damn, this project is so beautiful, John.
Yeah, it's gonna be fucking great, dude. I'm telling
Yeah.
you.
It is really
Yeah, I'm working
good.
on a project called The Buckler Ascendancy. Right now, I'm working on a little prologue. This is a 5-page story. This is a page that's actually finished, but this is the bastard Todd Harrington, who is Dave's wife, and
Well, you're roboting on us, John.
gone.
That's too bad.
In the prologue. If you want to find me, you can find me on YouTube.
Wow, he's roboted it out. But Mortal V's on it. He's put his links right here to check it out. This Buckler project is freaking amazing. And it's interesting where it came out of, too, because it's Rick Piper's thing, and he's just trying to help him out, right? But this thing, every time we see new pages, it's just epically beautiful. So I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, it does. It looks really good. But we got a lot of great art here, a lot of great artists, and support them as much as you can, best you can. Even if when they're doing projects, even if you can't back it yourself, definitely hit the shares out and let's get more eyes on it to help them out. But other than that, Keenma, are you back?
Cops trying to steal our crops.
I don't know, dude. It's never good when the cops come to your door, whether it be
I know,
trouble.
but if you're not expecting it, it's got to be some neighborhood shit, surely.
Maybe, yeah. There's always
We'll never
something because
see
they
how.
don't bug you unless there's a problem, right?
No.
Yeah. Well, we'll stay on and see if we can't get her back on ourselves, but we'll get out of here for our own. So seeing as I think, let's see, who wants to give the namaste then? Who hasn't given a namaste? I think Howell hasn't. Or oh no.
No, I gotta pee.
Okay, well then fine.
Namaste.
Then I will have our British friend do it. Go ahead.
Hey man, I've done it before. What do you want me to say? Namaste.
Yeah, namaste.
Fuck
man.
off and good night.
We didn't land on Sherwood Forest. Sherwood Forest landed on us. Namaste.
Namaste.
Sherwood Forest is literally nowhere near me. It's not in Nottingham.
Don't
Shut up. Stop
Shut
trying to change
up.
history.
Yeah, we have an image. Let us keep our image.
Next thing you're going to say is that Errol Flynn was Tasmanian. Whatever.
Oh God,
Our
right?
castle's not even a castle.
Oh no! Actually, they did find a hunting manor in Sherwood, just so you know. But nevertheless, we are done. Thank you all very much, and later.
Adios.
Bye.